Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw, episode 203. It is here. I am here. I am him. He is me. I am one half of that is Norwood's line. I am one half of the dynamic duo that is known as Reggie. How you doing, brother?
You have a dynamic duo, which is Reggie. Yes, I am Norwood. This is the de facto mic check. We are feeling good. At least I am. Reggie is feeling fantastic and magical. Y'all see, he got the rise up around his neck. I am proceeding with caution. I am proceeding with caution because I'm sensitive and I don't want my heart broken. But he is excited because the Falcons have played pretty decently through about a half of football.
Yeah, we'll see what the second half brings. We are playing Josh Allen, the reigning MVP, who is out there essentially by himself on offense. But we'll get to that.
And you still got to keep an eye on him because you don't know what he's capable of doing.
Yeah, boy. But for us, y'all know what it is on Monday Night Raw. We're going to sit in here and talk for a couple seconds. We're going to allow everybody to get in here.
I was about to say, it's not like a real mic check. It's not like we have topics or anything to cover. But, I mean, Hawks back today, a little preseason. That feels good.
I will say, the Hawks B team played against the Heat today.
Right.
And the Heat played all their starters except for Hero. Right? They didn't look bad. And when I say they, I mean the Hawks B team. Asa Newell looks like Jalen Johnson in terms of he's better than advertised. He probably going to go down to the G League just to get some time. But I mean, he plays. He's pretty good, man. He's good, and we got a lot of shot blockers all of a sudden. We ain't have too many before. We had one, well, two, but now we got like five. Allegedly.
Well, there was a reinforcement on size. You know how Trey hasn't been extended, so they went out and did everything they could to get people who could shoot. Specifically, Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Luke Kennard, who I found out over time is one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. And then everything else is height. So we're building this team around Trey to really give him every reason to be successful in a weak East. I'm excited about the height. You know, I think that it's tricky for a guy like Asa Newell, who probably will play a little bit more G League, just because you want to see what you got out of Muhammad Gay because he's so athletic and so kind of green. And I think they want to play adults early. They want to play people who understand what winning is about, because I think that starting out the season, doing our work early will do us a big favor.
Yes. And from what I saw,
a lot of promise on this team, though.
From what I saw, Trey has been sharing it. Now, I've been fooled before, so I ain't gonna be fooled again. I said he could play off the ball with DeJounte, and we look good, and we did that for one half of one game. I went back and looked. We did that for one half of one game, and that was that. So
exactly.
But I mean, he is sharing the ball. It seems like with all of these players on the team, that they are playing, the ball is popping more, not a lot of stoppage, and Trey is being a facilitator. If Trey could play like Steve Nash, and I know that's hard to say because he's a Hall of Famer, but 18 and 12 is what I'm talking about. If he can get 18 and 12, we're a dangerous team, because there's so many shooters, so many finishers at the rim, and we now have two or three people that can create their own shot. So,
yeah, I mean, to varying degrees. I mean, definitely Kristaps, definitely Trey, not really as much Jalen.
You don't think Jalen created his own shot? I do.
Not really. He's still kind of dependent on a two-man game.
I think Ricochet can come into his own.
I would like to see him. I really like to see him like lean into that sniper role. Like, and I guess Klay Thompson is who I'm thinking about, because that's who I will ideally want him to be. Don't need a ton of dribbling to get it done, but can shoot when open consistently. and then play defense. I know that's a lot to ask on a guy that's that tall, because if that guy is what if he's Klay Thompson at that height, then
I mean, do you mean the role of Klay Thompson?
Yes, the prototype.
Klay Thompson
what
is
I'm
the
saying,
second greatest shooter of all time.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, if you can be a consistent 3-point shooter and at the same time be 6'10" ish, I mean, yeah, that really, and to be and I'm not asking him to be an all-world defender. I'm asking him to be relatively as good as DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of people. We have a lot of some of the parts to be Klay Thompson instead of just wanting Ricochet, which I would like Ricochet to be. I understand it, and I agree with you. Yeah. But I think the way this team is built up is more some of the parts. So it's like Caleb Houston today, who's a career 40% 3-point shooter, 41. Yeah. Bro, he was out there like 3. Didn't matter as soon as and then with the new rule where you can't touch the player's hands when he's shooting, we're gonna have 150-point games because Steph Curry is gonna score 1,000 points if you can't even high five him when he shoots.
What are you talking about? The Pacers put 160 on us last year. You talking about 150 like
without the rules? this well, they ain't got Tyrese, but they still gonna score 150. Like the shooters that we have, and you not being able to obstruct the shot,
that's the part
it's scary.
I think that Chris Stapps is going to play himself onto the bench, and I think that's where he probably should be. But I don't know why they keep wanting to I think that number one, he creates stat balance of go. So as soon as Trey's out of the ball game, you have another guy who you can kind of throw the ball to, and he can kind of just boogie.
Yeah. Yeah. But even with Chris Stapps starting, if I've noticed in the rotation when they do play that Okongwu still, if Chris Stapps play 25, what is it? 48 minutes of basketball? Yeah. Mm-hmm. If Chris Stapps play 20, 22, Okongwu play 24. Like they still splitting them.
I think that Okongwu deserves to start because of his tenure, and I think that he should play the lion's share of the minutes. I think
lion's share means what? 70%, 60%? Because right now he's at about 55% of the minutes.
I think it should be closer to 60-40. Especially if we're a team that's trying to. I do think that I know that this is important, but Chris Stapps being able and available in a weak Eastern Conference is going to be equally as important because you got to do your homework during the season for sure. And if you don't, they're going to crush you. But we also need to be looking to be something more than the annual play in and then get sent out home team. So I don't think that we'll be in the play in this time, but it will be really good for us to win a playoff series where it seems like we should be the favorite.
Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our Hawk segment. We're second to last preseason game. I will be at the last preseason game where we will play Houston. Play Houston again, I think. Either Houston or Portland. I can't remember who we play. But I'll be at that game. I'm interested to see if they're going to play the starters. I'm interested to see if they'll actually allow them to play versus getting them rest and how long they'll play. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into HBCU football, HBCU news around the culture. We got a few things we're going to talk about today. Of course, quick hits of the MEAC and SWAC scores. We'll start off with the MEAC. First off, before we start, MEAC, where's the post? Where's the scores? Where's the updates? Where is the social media so that we can talk about y'all and not have to go to ESPN? Come on, MEAC, do better.
Yeah, that is the simplest thing is, and we're only asking for literally one thing, one piece of media. Just drop all the scores in one place so we can post them and support you. If you don't do that, then we have to figure out different ways to do that. With that being said, congratulations, Deshaun Jackson, 70-23 over Delaware State over Southern Connecticut State. He is the king of the castle around there. And let me tell you what these rushing yards look like. 3 carries for James Jones, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns, longest of 90. Marquise Gillis, I think he's the guy who had the big game last week, 9 carries for 130 yards and a touchdown. His longest was 55. Then they had Kobe Boykin, 7 carries for 100. His longest was 69. And then Jaden Saray, 1 carry for 81 yards. And then Jaden Jenkins, Jesus, the Jadens, 5 carries for 69 yards. His longest for 59 yards. They had runs of 44, 59, 81, 69, 55, and 90. Oh my goodness. Yeah, y'all got y'all ass whooped.
Deshaun has fallen in love with the HBCU culture, which happens for everybody that comes to the HBCU culture when you haven't participated or haven't been around it. He's a California kid who went to Cal, so he really didn't get indoctrinated into the HBCU culture. And now that he's a coach there, he talked about having 30,000 people there for homecoming with all the alumni and everything there. It looks he is the man in the MEAC right now. Well, the new guy on the block. I won't say the man is still the man. It's still the man down there in Orangeburg.
Right. I was about to say it's gonna be a couple people who are gonna be like, hold on, Bucko. And we like to share the spotlight, but the spotlight must be earned. Also, South Carolina State wins by 6 over A&T in a surprise. And of course, A&T is 1-6, and that one is against your Hampton Pirates. South Carolina State plays pretty slowly in the first half, and then 22 points in the third and fourth quarter combined. Got it done.
Yeah. South Carolina A&T has surprised me. They haven't we're playing HBCUs. They haven't really been blown out. South Carolina State keeps on trucking. They keep on moving. They look like they're destined to play North Carolina Central again in the MEAC. Are they gonna have a MEAC championship? They have a MEAC championship, right?
Yeah, that's how you have the MEAC, and then the top 2 teams, the MEAC, top 2 teams in the SWAC, and then from that you get a celebration ball. We should kick that field goal. It's gonna make me hurt. It's gonna make me hurt all day. Howard loses to Sacred Heart. I'm kind of indifferent. They lost 14-32. Best of luck, I guess. Maybe next time.
Kind of knew that was gonna happen.
Next up, Virginia Lynchburg gets stomped out by Morgan, 44-6. Great job, Morgan. Norfolk State versus Wofford. They lost 14-31. Could not steal the juju. Norfolk State is now 1-6, 0-4 in the conference.
Who got beat? What are we talking about?
Norfolk loses to Wofford.
Well, yeah, I mean, Wofford was favored. I mean, South Carolina State beating them was,
was an aberration. But what I'm saying is Norfolk State 1-6 overall, 0-4 in the conference.
First year for Vic. Hey man, y'all want to win? Send that money. Right. Send that money. It's a new day. You got to pay. Right. Pay to play, baby. Pay to play.
I think he planned to win a little bit more than this. This is
why? Who did you plan on beating?
Because he ain't used to losing. Next up, and speaking of people who should get used to losing, FAMU is 1-4, 1-2 in the conference, loses to North Carolina Central 45-7.
Thank God for FAMU, bro, because y'all took all of the smoke away from Southern getting beat 45-14. Y'all FAMU looks so bad. Like y'all look, and it's not that y'all y'all look bad, and we know that y'all in turmoil, but I mean, y'all got some soul searching to do. I don't know if you keep your coach. I don't know. He's only been there 2 years now.
Not Cole's he gone already.
FAMU's a very prideful school now. They've been good forever. I don't remember a time of FAMU being bad in my entire life. They've always been pretty good.
Walker Harris, 21 completions on 27 attempts, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Then Chris Mosley, 23 carries, 131, 1 touchdown. Woo, boy, let me tell you. FAMU.
Cozy for that running back, Cozy for Central. He's going to the HBCU combine and going to the Senior Bowl.
You're talking about Chris Mosley. Cozy is the coach for.
I mean Mosley. Yeah, I got him confused. The running back Mosley. He's going to make a name for himself. He's one of those guys that he's going to be able. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He has very good vision. He's a little undersized, but he has speed. And the way that the game is moving, I expect to see him in the league and get a shot somewhere.
Hey, I mean, they're gonna put up really good rushing numbers, and it should be interesting if they at least get a phone call, combine, etc., something. But their numbers are going to be astronomical between them and the kid at Deshaun Jackson. I mean, the kid at Del State at least deserve a phone call.
Yeah.
And then we can move right over here to the SWAC, which was quite interesting. Jackson State pulls it out at homecoming, winning by 4 over Alabama State. It was a risky move. It paid off. Playing a good team.
What was a risky move?
Playing a good team at homecoming is a very risky move. And for them to get the W, that's impressive. Alabama State stuck in there, though. They ain't no slouch at all.
Yeah, this was probably game of the year in HBCU football. This was back and forth contest. Number 1 and number 2 team in the SWAC. Jackson State nationally ranked in the FCS. Alabama State, if they won this game, was probably going to shoot up the rankings. Andrew Body played a hell of a game. Jackson State, TC called a hell of a game. Jackson State with the goal line stand at the 1-yard line to end the game. I don't ever like play calls where you run into the short side of the field, especially at the end of the game. I don't care if they overload the wide side. I hate that play. Georgia does it all the time, and we'll get to them. And to me, that hamstrung Andrew Body. Andrew Body's he's an off-schedule quarterback in that offense, and you made him run an option and that's not. And you got 4 wide receivers that had like 2, 3, 4, 5 catches. I mean, they were moving the ball.
Losing when you went 20 or 30 for 349 yards, 1 touchdown passing, you did throw a pick, and then 14 carries for 93 yards. That's a rough way to go home, boy. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great game. I expect, and I mean, what sucks is they're both in the East.
I was about to say, whatever you think about Jackson State, you should think about Alabama State now. I mean,
yeah. And Alabama State will probably end up going to the playoffs now because Jackson State has the inside track to make it to not only the SWAC championship, but also the Celebration Bowl. So it is what it is. But that was a great game. Great game. I mean, my dad was texting me, calling me. I was texting, calling people. It was a fantastic game.
Speaking of great games, somehow, some way, Texas Southern and Grambling come down to a 1-point game, and Texas Southern gets it done. I did not think that this game was going to be nearly this close. I thought that Texas Southern was going to play a little bit better than they did. Oh, Lord, they're going to kill Lil Penix. And I didn't think the Grambling would play this well, and it ended up being a 1-point game, and Texas Southern ekes it out. 152 yards from Aiden Renfro at Texas Southern on the ground. It's crazy, though. But Grambling had Trey Bradford with 11 and 120. Jesus.
Yeah, this was what you call a rock fight. They were punching each other in the face. It was like, meet me in the middle of the ring, and we just do this over and over again.
Bite them, son.
And that's what they did. They just ran the ball at each other the whole game. It was a great game. Shout out to Texas Southern, y'all, hanging in there for the SWAC West. SWAC West is kind of crazy. Alcorn 142. We saw that.
That's where all of that is. It's SWAC West. SWAC East is
2 teams.
Right.
We talked about Alcorn winning against Lincoln. We knew that was a
Slumbuster.
money game. Arkansas Pine Bluff, another money game. They won 79-10. And I saw the highlights. It looked like they were playing a high school team out there.
And they probably were. Mississippi Valley State does not show up in the way that we thought they would do again. They lose to Alabama A&M 25-45.
You knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. Next.
Oh, yeah, Southern. Coach Graves, let me tell you about these people in Louisiana. Let me tell you about them. Let me tell you about these people in Louisiana, Coach Graves. They don't take losing kindly. They don't take losing to teams that they think that they should beat kindly. And they do not take getting embarrassed kindly. Getting beat 45-14 against Bethune-Cookman, whether or not your quarterback is hurt, there's no more excuses. 1-6 is absolutely atrocious. We ain't even watched the game. We just was like, yeah, okay. Bethune-Cookman came out there and Bethune-Cookman came out there and absolutely destroyed us from the first game on. And when I told y'all at the beginning of the season, I said, hey, they talking about they got 3 quarterbacks. Well, you know what happens when you have 3 quarterbacks? You have no quarterbacks. I'm telling you right now,
say you have one win.
Watch why you have one win. Southern, go ahead and pack it up. Go ahead and raise some money for next year. Spend some money on the band. Spend some money on the football team. Coach Graves, bro, you might be one of them, big dog.
Yeah, might be. Bring you back for what? For this? You score one touchdown in the first quarter, one touchdown in the last quarter. You ain't do nothing in the middle, son.
And they scored 45. They scored 45.
Fired. Ooh, my boy.
They fired James Franklin for less.
A lot less.
Oh, man. But
and paid him a lot more.
We've come to the end of the HBCU segment of episode 203 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We're going to take a quick second. We'll be right back with our football segment, which will consist of the NCAA, FBS, as well as the NFL segment. And I may be screaming and upset in between this because the Falcons are starting to falcon a little bit.
That's the reason I told you to temper your expectations when we started this. We'll be right back.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our football segment of episode 203 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. We got a few things we're going to talk about today. Start out with SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12, as well as then we'll get to the NFL. Where you want to start? You want to start out with hot topics, or you want to go straight to SEC? Up, you're on mute. Up, still on mute.
Mute, still on mute, and that's fine. We're gonna start with the SEC. Right here. Nope. Got to remove those guys. And guess who lost? Florida got rolled 34-17. I actually think that we play about as okay as we can. They're just a better team at this point. Of course, Billy leaves so many things to be desired as far as a coaching standpoint that I don't know what we're doing. I'm just kind of waiting on everybody to get more comfortable so that they can fire Billy. I do think that these other firings should make it a little bit more easy. But, I mean, we're just wasting our time now. This is a good team with a bad coach.
I mean, beating Texas was fun. Texas is who we thought Texas was. But Texas A&M is substantially better than Texas. And their defense is for real. And KC Concepcion is for real. And you just can't have that many turnovers. Can't have that many mistakes. And, you know, it is what it is.
Overall, it's just, I mean, it's competent quarterback play by Marcel Reed. It's really the difference. I mean,
he's nice. He's difficult to stop.
He's elusive. He's fast. He's twitchy. He's all of the things that people like. And I mean, if you really look at over the next couple of years, he's an enticing prospect where, hey, if I can get this guy to play some more football and maybe I can get him a little bit lower in the draft, I might be interested in this guy next year, especially if you look at the fall off of people like Arch. And none of these guys really knocking it out of the park. I thought Nussmeier was going to be the guy. He's okay, but he's not a world beater by any stretch of the imagination.
You talking about quarterbacks in the league for the draft? I don't see nothing that I like. I mean, I told you before. Right now, it's looking like Carson Beck. So, but yeah, I mean,
hell no,
but,
hell no.
Texas A&M beats Florida, and it is what it is. Texas had a good day. Texas beat OU, 23-6. Arch had a decent game, but it was really more Mateer for me. Mateer had 3 interceptions for OU. He was first game back from hand surgery, and he clearly wasn't back. He shook his hand. He got hit after the first play and was shaking his hand. I said, doesn't look good for you.
Yeah.
So,
and I get it what he's trying to do. He's trying to tough it out, keep your team competitive in a big game. And unfortunately, you just weren't ready. But it's a nothing burger to me. Texas still hasn't beat anybody who looks like anything. So they're, like I said last week, they're in a bad situation because I think the team is good, but Arch ain't ready to be good.
No, Arch coming back next year. He's got to come back next year. And
come back. He might need to be come back. Realistically, I don't think that he's played enough to not be in quarterback competition next year.
I mean, if he is, he should have a leg up.
Outside of his name, I said this before the start of the season. I'm not crowning anybody. I'm not killing anybody until I've seen them play. Well, I've seen the Arch Manning experience, and there is nothing so far that tells me, oh, I got to have this guy on my team, or I think that he's going to even help me win a game. I think that this is a game that he won by leaning. His team won this game. He went along for the ride.
Yeah, the defense played well. He's a good rushing quarterback. I mean, I ain't got nothing else to say. They won 23-6. It is what it is.
Athletic dual threat quarterback. What other things that can we use? Elusive.
No, he's not that.
No, I want to use the adjectives that they used to use about black quarterbacks to describe him. Hey, plays backyard football. They love that one. Next up, in something else, Alabama and Mizzou. You've been claiming that they were going to be good all season. JJ McCarthy, he a scam too. They all scams everywhere. But Crimson Tide beat Mizzou 27-24 in a game that's substantially closer than I thought that it was going to be. Ty Simpson continues on life. As a guy who I don't think is a very good quarterback, he continues to get opportunity after opportunity to win games. I didn't expect Mizzou to play it this close. And I don't really know what to say about Alabama other than Kalen Dobert. How long do you plan to play this way before the jig is up?
A lot of hate. Ty Simpson.
That ain't hate. That's real. We know the jig, and it's up.
Ty Simpson is the best, worst quarterback I've ever seen. In the first half, he looked unreal. I think he keeps starting out like 12 for 12, 11 for 12, 10 for 11 for like 1,000,000 yards. And he just makes all the great plays. He knows how to climb the pocket. And then in the third quarter,
people see who he really is. And then suddenly,
surprise. Absolute poop. He is absolute poop in the third quarter. And that's really allowed Missouri to stay in the game, to be honest. And then in the fourth quarter, he made one of the best throws I've seen all year on fourth down. He made one of the best throws on fourth down. It was 4th and 9. And I think he made a 23. No, it was 4th and 13 or something like that. He made like a 23-yard pass on the run, rolling to his left as a right-handed quarterback, dime on the sideline. That might have been the best throw of the year. And that essentially kept them ahead, even though they almost tricked it off. But I ain't gonna talk about Alabama right here. I need to talk about Missouri. Y'all need to go ahead and send that quarterback on. That quarterback has got to go. I don't even know his name. I just know he sucks. He missed. It was 4th down, and all they had to do was get in field goal range, and he threw a pick, and he had a wide receiver wide open. And I'm sure y'all have seen the meme of him jumping up and down. But he was wide open, and he missed him 3 times that game. He missed him 3 times. And at that point, I was like, well, y'all deserve to lose. Missouri handed that game to Bama. Shout out to Bama. They play well enough to win. But Missouri sucks. Y'all are scam. Now, I don't say scam a lot. That's Norwood's thing. We're going to address that when we get to the Big Ten because he said somebody was a scam. That don't seem like they a scam. But we'll get there. But Bama, Missouri,
that don't just because.
Hey, we'll get there. You don't need to answer it right now, big dog. Because we're going to get off track. We'll get there. But Missouri, the quarterback sucks. Make him transfer. Send him away. Send him to Southeast of Missouri State. Send him over there. Send him
Nigerian Prince, brother. I know what I'm talking about.
He is terrible.
But this is, I guess Missouri is better than what we thought, and Alabama just continues to kind of hold it in the road. I remember at one point everybody was like, "Oh, Alabama's terrible." Alabama, in fact, not terrible.
I mean, are you part of everybody? Because you were there too.
No. I did not say that. I said I think that quarterback stinks, and that's unfortunate that he plays for this team. But no, I made it very clear. I think that the rest of that team is good. Very similar to how I believe that I think the Texas team is good. Arch is the problem. This was another interesting game. A game where you think that, of course, Ole Miss is just going to roll Washington State. They don't. It's a dogfight the whole time. Because Ole Miss is one of the top 5 teams in the country, I think. And Washington, I think, is unranked.
Washington State's coach, Jimmy Rogers, is probably going to be the next guy that's going to get picked up. I don't expect him to be at Washington State past probably this year or next year. He's the quarterback whisperer. He had he was the offensive coordinator for Patrick Mahomes. He had he was the head coach at Incarnate Word and recruited Cam Ward, got the job at WAZZU, got Cam Ward to WAZZU. Rest is history. He now has this kid that's playing out of his mind. Jimmy Rogers is a good coach. I don't expect for him to be there long.
Will he win somewhere else? Will he win somewhere before he's considered good, or will he just have a collection of people who he's coached?
I don't think you can win at Washington State in this day and age. You had Cam Ward. It was the number one pick.
But what I'm saying is, will he actually win anywhere first, or are we just gonna take his word on it and then just have to see when he gets to one of these destinations?
You're gonna have to take his word for it. Washington State doesn't have the money to compete. They're not gonna be able to compete. So unless you're gonna pour a lot of money to compete for athletes, you're gonna end up losing athletes, and he's gonna end up having to leave. You can't win at Washington State in today's climate. You cannot win unless you spend a lot of money, and you compete with Washington and Oregon. That ain't gonna happen.
That should be interesting. Should be,
but interesting. Yeah, Ole Miss now. Y'all got a big game next week, and you show up like this.
Hey, Lane, man. You're gonna end up in Florida. Come hell or high water, you're gonna trick this off. You ain't gonna keep this job. You're gonna do. I can already tell you already have started preparing to not have your team be ready in the moments when they need it. I got that. That's manifestation. Fine. Right. You're gonna get right to Florida because you don't know how that. But you get over there, we're gonna make you sit down and be still.
Controversy. It was a fumble. Georgia beats Auburn 20-10. I said Alabama may be the best first half team in the league in the nation. Georgia may be the best second half team in the nation.
Them first halves don't be hitting.
They are
nothing.
Georgia dropped again, down 10-0 at halftime. Offense looked anemic. Defense looked overwhelmed. Kirby called timeout too. Defense looked overwhelmed.
Ooh, they mad about that, boy. They are big mad about that. That is not.
But for some reason, at the end of the half, Georgia always seems to make some type of play that gives you hope. It's always been the case under Kirby. And this game, they had the goal line stand, and shout out to coaching. Both line, they tried to do basically a tush push. Auburn tried to do a tush push, and it ended up being a fumble because both Georgia linebackers, not just Raylan Wilson, both Georgia linebackers punched the ball out. It ended up being a fumble. Georgia gets the ball. They go down. I don't think they do anything, but they go down 10-0 versus 17-0. And then they come out in the second half and played a really good game. And for the first time, I can really say that Mike Bobo called a good game in the fourth quarter. In the first quarter, I didn't know what the hell Bobo was doing.
You never know what Bobo was doing.
Second and 17 after a penalty, bubble screen. First play of the game, bubble screen. Like, what are we doing? 3rd and 9, draw. What are we doing? And then in the fourth quarter, when we need to have it, all of a sudden we throwing the ball down the field, getting everybody open. I'm like, wow, where is this the whole game? But we won. I'm not gonna be upset. We won.
Coaching and lack of ability is really being shown at the forefront. It's a lot of coaches who I don't feel like they know what they're doing. And I know we're supposed to give people the pass because they coaches and they got these jobs and they played before, but lack of execution is lack of execution, whoever does it, last time I checked. And these timeout management, clock management is like people don't even play Madden. It's like you don't even attempt to know anything about football.
He said it's like people don't play Madden.
Like I'm talking about beginner level, like kid level. Whoa! Let me get a timeout right here. Nah, not these teams. They just, I don't know, man. It's embarrassing.
But the Bills got a cornerback on the field with number 47.
Hard knock life, boy. You know he down for it all. Georgia continues to look questionable to me. I don't think the Gunner Stockton is your guy. I'm kind of waiting for you guys.
Puglisi is the guy to me. Puglisi is probably much better. Our backup quarterback is much better.
The story of Georgia, as long as I've been alive.
It is what it is. They played.
I think y'all gonna lose again. Y'all gonna lose again.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, we play Ole Miss. I think we got Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Florida left of like tough games.
Then y'all might not lose.
Oh my God, Bijan. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, Bijan. All right, we get back to it.
No, we not. Not if you tell me all of that. Oh, first down. Oh, okay. Oh, you should tackle him. You didn't. Yeah. Should have kicked that damn field goal. Man, them not kicking that field goal just chaps my ass even more and more.
That doesn't. It's the timeouts. We could have kicked the field goal if we had the timeouts.
No, but if they kicked the first field, no, the one where they went for it and just didn't get it.
LSU,
Brian Kelly,
South Carolina.
Yeah. LSU, South Carolina. Brian Kelly continues to win at least some of the games that he needs. This is okay. I don't know what LSU is going to do. Could play for a national championship, could fire their coach.
I mean, that's the story of LSU, though. That's been the story since Saban left. Could play for a national championship, or they could fire their coach. Now, normally they win a national championship before they fire you, right? Les Miles, Ed Orgeron. They'll get somebody there to win a national championship, but then they'll fire you if you don't. I mean, South Carolina.
I think that's one of them jobs that once you get there and have a little bit of success and fun, you be like, bro, working is not really what I signed up for.
Yeah,
and I don't.
South Carolina just didn't have the bodies. They just don't have it against LSU. Is infinitely more talented than them. Beamer tried to do what he did. It just didn't work. So,
you know what? Florida could be more interesting to Beamer now that he's kind of fallen off that high horse that he had. At one point, it was like, oh, it was Beamer in South Carolina. Now I think that there's the chinks in the armor in Florida. You might want to shoot your shot. This guy does. I still like him a lot as a coach.
Beamer, yeah, I think he should be in somebody's ear. Somebody should be in his ear. What was that?
Oh Lord!
Oh, incomplete pass. Okay.
All right. And then we'll move on.
Tennessee. Where's the score?
Right up top, 31-24.
Tennessee edges are. I'm sorry, 34-30. Is that 34-31? 34-31.
You know, you getting old when you got to look from different.
No, my camera's right here in front of the screen, so I can't see the score. Tennessee beats Arkansas 34-31 in a back and forth game. First game post Sam Pittman. They brought back your man, the motorcycle riding champion, Bobby Petrino.
That boy always available.
And I mean, they put up 31 points and it was blocked.
Hey, Tennessee.
The game. We suck. And the Falcons by the Falcon. Arkansas, I mean, Tennessee, bro. Tennessee. We don't know what y'all are. How long do you stay with Josh Heupel is the question.
Oh,
how long do you stay with Josh Heupel?
No. They just re-upped him for like 3 or 4 more years. You with Josh Heupel for the foreseeable future.
Money matter. Money don't matter. Re-up don't matter. Buyouts. When you bought out Jimbo for 70-something million, that opened the floodgates. It don't matter what you re-upped him for.
No, not if you the contract haven't even started yet. Yeah, he's their coach, and I think that they should be happy with what they got.
$37.5 million buyout, and then it drops.
Yeah, but I don't think that they're even considering buying him out right now.
No, yeah, I know, but I mean, so I'm not saying they'll fire him now. What I am saying is he's gonna have to produce something in the next couple of years. Tennessee is essentially just relevant. Like they're fun, right? They're fun to look at. They have a fast offense.
I think that realistically, after the struggles that Tennessee has been on the last decade plus, really since Phil Fulmer left, from everybody I've talked to who's in a Tennessee alum, they are on the high side of things. The optimism is running high. It may not look like exactly what they wanted it to, but this year, I think for this part, it's vastly a mulligan. You lost Nico, and y'all have been holding it in the road, and you lost your QB1. They're not gonna be upset with him. They're in a good place.
If they can win one of these big games, you're right.
Tennessee fans are not mad. They was happy about the extension. And yeah, thank you for keeping us competitive after we lost our quarterback this year. They good.
And they beat Florida or Georgia, I'll be forgiven for this year, I'd assume.
And at least one of them. And Florida's there ripe for the taking. And even if you lose to Florida, they're not going to be overly upset. Like, oh, I can't believe you lost your quarterback and you still, y'all hung in there. They all right, I think. Right up to Georgia Tech continues to roll. It's almost unbelievable at this point that
no, it's not. They're gonna be in the playoff. They're gonna be in the playoff. They're gonna be in the ACC championship game. If they keep winning and they upset Miami, they're gonna be a first round bye in the playoffs, and it ain't gonna be nothing you can do.
And you just don't feel right about the fact that it's like, out of all the people, the nerds, this has really been a good year for the nerds. Vandy
good.
Yeah, Vandy has had a good run. I don't know how much more they got left in them. Georgia Tech. There's another nerd school I think that's doing all right too. It's somebody else. They hanging in there.
It ain't Stanford. What nerd school you think?
Definitely Stanford.
Maybe.
Come back to me. It's somebody.
Yeah, Virginia Tech sucks though. You right, Sneaky. Virginia Tech they are in shambles. But Georgia Tech, they just keep rolling, man. They run that funky offense.
Is BYU, are they considered nerds, or are they just like, oh, they're the Mormons?
They're just Mormons. Dry.
Okay. Woo! Lord! We're going to move right on. Solid gold, Notre Dame and the Christians. Boy, he called the Mormons dry. I don't think so. As many children as they have. Notre Dame rolls North Carolina State 36-7. Marcus Freeman coaching like he knows his job is on the line. I don't know why you didn't send that memory over to James Franklin, but yeah, Notre Dame wins big.
Notre Dame had to win this game. You couldn't lose. Immensely over talented. Too much talent for North Carolina State. North Carolina State has a pretty good quarterback. I believe he's a freshman or a redshirt freshman. But they just didn't have enough. And Notre Dame had to win this game. Notre Dame had to win this game, essentially. So to keep not only their playoff hopes alive on, I guess, resuscitation or on life support, but they also had to win this game because you can't be nationally ranked and then lose 3 of the first 5 games. You can't do that.
Oh, yes, you can. I guess this is the time to talk about it. I messed up, y'all. No, I guess we can keep rolling for a little bit longer. Florida State.
That was my segue. That was my segue to Florida State.
Well, y'all started out hot, then you dropped. 34-31, Pitt outlast Florida State. As soon as Florida State looked like something, they turned into nothing. Boy, y'all turned up pumpkins so fast. The Florida State fans couldn't even get on the bandwagon fast enough. By the time the bandwagon
by like the Braves.
I was gonna get on that bandwagon. Didn't even slow down.
At this point, this is coaching because you had all summer to plan for Bama, and you look like you playing for Bama, and then it's like you just forgot about the rest of the season. You thought the Bama game was in December apparently, because you forgot to plan for everybody else. Y'all lost to Virginia. They lost to Virginia. They lost to Pitt. They lost another game. I can't remember the who. At some point, Mike Norvell. Now his buyout is crazy too, though. I think his is like $60 million or something. I looked it up earlier. At some point, y'all gonna have to make a change.
Yeah. It really gets to a point though where you look at these teams and they'll be good, and then just at the wrong time, they just discipline goes out the door. Then immediately they suck, and you're like, I'm not a bad judge of talent. You guys just lack discipline, and you embarrass.
And that sucks for him though, because he was literally ACC champ and did not make it to the playoff because Bama did, and he did not make it, and unfortunately,
that was all
the whole team transferred. No, it ain't about that. It's the fact that the whole team transferred, and you lost 70% of your team because they felt like the ACC. That's an ACC thing to me, because they felt like the ACC doesn't get enough respect, and because of realignment, because the SEC and the Big Ten essentially have all the teams that are worth talking about, there's nothing that you can do. So that sucks. But you got to have some accountability, because you can't Florida State is too rich in tradition. It has too much talent, personally, on this team to be losing.
Figure it out, bro.
Nah, they gave you a chance to figure it out. 2 years. They gave you 2 years to figure it out. You sucked against Georgia. Then you had last year, and y'all were terrible. And now they're giving you this year, and y'all are terrible. If it don't happen, it don't happen. They might let you go, big dog. Go ahead and go back. You can go to Memphis. Go to one of them AAC schools. Ain't nothing wrong. Little $5 million better than that.
Yeah, Memphis is rolling. They not looking for.
Oh, they gonna lose their coach. What you mean? They rolling. They gonna lose their coach.
Speaking of rolling, Ohio State does exactly what we knew they were gonna do to Illinois. Even though I still have questions about Ohio State, I have no questions about Illinois for sure now. They are not it.
Yeah, I mean, this is cool. This is what we expected. I never thought that Illinois was gonna have enough offense to score. Well, I thought their defense was going to play a little well, and they didn't play bad, but then they just started throwing the ball to Jeremiah Smith. And at that point, I was like, well, ain't nothing you can do about that, big dog.
Get out the way.
So, it is what it is. I do want to, before we do that, we skipped the trending topic that is happening. James Franklin was fired.
That was going to be the beginning of that. But yes, go ahead.
James Franklin was fired after losing to Northwestern. He also lost Drew Allar, or Drew Allar is out for the year now. Was this firing just? I guess is the first question. And then 2, why now versus the end of the year?
So let me say, was it just? Probably yes and probably no. The reason I say yes is because losing to UCLA and Northwestern means you've lost control. You just out here doing anything at this point. And I think for all parties involved, him actually being fired is probably the best thing. Gives him time to clean himself up from everything that's transpired this season and start making phone calls and talk to teams that need coaches. Could you push back and say that he deserved to finish the season and maybe another try? Absolutely, 100%. But who does that? it had already gotten a little stale.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then after it had gotten stale, then it got out of control. Then what are we doing?
Well, for me, he was always going to be the third wheel, and he was never going to. I don't think he was ever going to beat Ohio State, or really. I mean, he should beat Michigan this year, but those two teams are kind of separate. And really now, Indiana, and we'll get there, has kind of separated themselves from everybody else. What I don't understand is,
who did?
Indiana. We'll get there. But what I said, I don't like. I told y'all when he said this, he said, "This is my best team I've ever had." I said, "Ooh, James. Now, if you lose, James, you've lost with the best team you ever had, and that now takes away any excuses that you could have or any leeway that you get by saying that." And I said that might come back to haunt you because it took away all the leeway. You got to win if you got the best team. You got the best defense, best. You got what you would assume the top quarterback in the Big Ten, or at least the top three. You would assume top three quarterback in the Big Ten, top wide receivers, top running back. They mean running back. You're supposed to have a really good defense, and you couldn't win. At that point, dog, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I mean, number one, it's over. He's fired. I don't think that this. I mean, you gotta put things into context. A lot of it is you fired, brother. They're not gonna call you tomorrow and say come back. And I think the overall outside, it's tough because on the money point of view, I can see how you like, man, I really was not trying to lose that job. But outside of the money, that was it.
Yeah, he was gonna be fired. It was just
right. Like
could you stomach the buyout? And they just said it is what it is, dog. You got to go.
But I don't even think it was necessarily. I mean, yeah, you still got your money, you got everything. Just try it again somewhere else.
Yep. All right. Now, so to his possible replacement.
Oh, add it. There we go.
Indiana. I'm gonna let you talk here because you said they were a scam and they have been in our TikTok DMs. Hey, y'all said it was a scam. Y'all said so.
Okay, one win does not, in fact, make you not a scam. Just because one time, that's what they tell you to do. That's what the scam is. You send me the money, I send you a little piece of the money, then you send me the big money, and then you never hear from me again. That's the scam. Congratulations on beating a team that I didn't think you were going to beat. You beat Oregon. Good team, a respectable team, a team that I thought had championship aspirations. I think still I was about to say, still could win a championship. And I think that if there is a loss, this is a good one because it doesn't drop you too far. It's a wake-up chance for you, and you can still get it done. I don't trust Indiana anymore. Do you?
I was very impressed by their defensive line and their defense. Very, very impressed because the reason we picked Oregon to beat Indiana is because we thought Oregon's trenches were just going to dominate Indiana's trenches. And on both sides of the ball, Indiana's front seven or front five and on offense, seven because they run too tight end, and front seven on defense dominated Oregon. Absolutely dominated, which we really have not seen of any team in the Big Ten has not dominated Oregon in the trenches, including Ohio State when they won. Right. So for them to do that to them by being stereotyped as just an offensive guy that's going to score 1,000 points is really, really impressive.
Do you trust
I think that they could duplicate that. I don't know if they'll beat Ohio State, but I think that they could duplicate, being a really good team, having a good front seven. I think they make the playoffs for sure.
Do you think they win? How many games do you think they win in the playoffs?
Depending on how it falls out, they'll have a chance. I guarantee you they're going to pit them against an SEC team.
Oh, yeah. And that's what we want to see.
And we'll have a chance. They probably will end up playing like a Georgia or Alabama. Anybody else, Missouri. That's really it. Really ain't nobody else in the SEC. Really. I mean, LSU maybe.
Who do you think they can beat in the SEC? LSU,
Missouri.
Georgia,
Missouri,
Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it'd be a shootout. I think that's where I would put them in the Tennessee range, just because they're built similarly.
So not like an Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is a step above Tennessee to me. Yeah, I think they have better quarterback play than most of those teams.
Okay. I have a lot of questions. I don't necessarily trust them. Y'all know I'm not going to suddenly sign up for them to be world beaters by any stretch of the imagination because of a couple games. But I have to give credit where credit is due. Beating a team that I didn't think they stood a chance for was highly impressive to me.
How long did Cignetti stay in Indiana?
Well, let him tell he has no interest in going anywhere else. And that's the words from him today. So that's all I'm going to say.
He is older. I mean, he said it. He's older. This is what he bet on himself to get to this point, and he did.
Rig the game and play the scam. Next up, USC defeats Michigan. And I told y'all on Saturday that I couldn't pick USC because if I picked them, then they would get slaughtered. But I knew that me not picking them guaranteed that they were going to win.
You did say that verbatim.
I knew it's just I'm not available to be a part of their winning. If I pick them, then they're going to lose. But if I don't pick them, then they'll win. Congratulations. This is kind of a big, meaningful game for a team that we thought had, for all intents and purposes, like pissed it away. They're 5-1.
Hey man, I talked a lot of shit about a lot of teams. HBCU, pro ain't really did nothing to me. But in college, I talked a lot of trash about a lot of teams. USC shut Michigan down. Now, I don't know how difficult that is, right? Because Michigan's offense ain't the most dynamic. But I got to give credit where credit is due. USC is 5-1, and they can score. And if their defense can hold you to under 21 points, they're going to be in every single game. So we'll see.
This is definitely a team for us to watch and see how it plays out over the next couple weeks. Speaking of teams, boy, couldn't write this story any better. UCLA defeats Michigan State. I think that they were 4-1 when they got there. This is UCLA, who has Nico Amaliva as their starting quarterback. They also fired Deshaun Foster 2 weeks ago. In the time that they fired him,
they scored 70 points.
They scored 70 points, and they fell in love with little Neuheisel, who's their offensive coordinator. I don't really know what to say. This has to be a very bad feeling for Deshaun Foster. You had a team that looked like they were 10 types of terrible. And then as soon as you get out of there, they start looking like world beaters. That is not good for your reputation.
What were you doing? Deshaun, now, and no. We big up the black coach. You had little Neuheisel right down there. Yeah. And they done put up 80 points, 42 and 38 against Penn State. Now, I don't know anything about Michigan State. I think they're a little, if they are 4-1, I don't think they're 4-1, but they were 4-1 and they're a little overrated. They ain't play nobody. But still, you were 0-4 or 0-3 or whatever.
You was whooped. There's when you hadn't beaten nobody, beating anybody is,
and you've put up 80 points. 80 points in 2 weeks with a team that you couldn't win. with.
Couldn't win with him.
That's insane. Lil Neuheisel, hey, UCLA, y'all better figure out a way to keep him, because everybody's gonna come knocking at his door. Everybody. He's got the pedigree they try to big up young coaches. He got the pedigree because his daddy, and now he's got proof of concept. I can take a team that was 0 forever and put up 80 points in 2 games. Y'all better figure it out.
Yeah, and I also understand that when you have a coaching change like that, it kind of brings in new blood to the team, and everybody is like,
reinvigorates the team a little bit.
I still got to see more of it. But number one, this is a guy that I don't think many people had like on their board as like a guy. And then I'm also happy to see, I mean, Nico's got his ass handed to him for the better part of the season. And as much as at least I do.
No,
I have no issues with really any of it. You and your family, you roll the dice. In the dice roll, it didn't look like it shook out in your favor. People love to see when people kind of, you did whatever you did. If it was shady or whatever, you tried to do it. And people like to see that person fail, myself included. But I also respect the guy who doesn't lay down because he's been knocked down. And in this case, right when everybody was ready to bury him, is when he pops up like, hey, I know you guys may have forgotten about me. I appreciate that. I'm always going to be interested in a story like that. And, if you're a good football player, we'll get to see it again somewhere else.
I just don't have any empathy for Nico. I hope he does well. I hope he plays well. I never wish ill upon any player.
Right.
Or coach. Really. I don't really wish it's a game.
Urban Meyer, you know how I feel about you.
I don't wish ill upon him. You got what you got. And that's the same way I feel about Nico.
You keep faking injuries, bro.
You got what you got, Nico. You left Tennessee. You tried to renegotiate on a contract that you had already signed. You left Tennessee. And at that point, whatever. And then you started, he had the whole thing of responding to the fake account, and they screenshotted it, and he got centelled and all that stuff. Like, you get what you get. But I am happy that you are showing that you can still play ball, because you can't score 80 points in 2 games if you can't play ball.
Right.
So it is what it is. We talking about Nebraska in this Maryland game? I guess we can. Cool.
Yeah, Nebraska continues to win. They outlast the Maryland Terrapins. I think this takes Dylan Raiola to like 5-1, maybe.
My sleeper.
Also I've heard a lot of Matt Rule talk, which I've also seen Matt Rule coach at other places. So
they said he's the leading candidate allegedly. It's been 3 days, so we don't know, but allegedly he's the leading candidate for Penn State. They're gonna go after him.
I don't think that he's the greatest coach in the world, but it is interesting to see Nebraska kind of figure it out every week. And as much as we talk about people, rolling. I know that people don't love Raiola off schedule, doing the Mahomes thing, but the kid he doesn't make a ton of mistakes with it, and he's finding a way to win. At least for now, I'm rocking with it until it falls apart, which I assume that it does at some point.
Yeah. Oh, we had the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
I guess with the game did start at 7:15. So, yeah. I mean, Nebraska won. Matt Rule. This is more about Matt Rule and whether he's going to stay in Nebraska, because he has built a reputation in the college field of, to me, he's a little overrated. I think
that's my context around this whole thing is y'all signing for Matt Rule. We just saw Carolina.
He did. If I'm James Franklin, I look at what Matt Rule did to get the stench of Carolina off of him, because he was so bad at Carolina with the Carolina Panthers, and then he went back to Nebraska, placed with 0 to low expectations, landed the legacy recruit away from Georgia, and essentially has kept them happy. They've been so bad for so long that he keeps them happy. If I'm James Franklin, I look at following the same path. I don't know if you could go, it's a little different because he went to NFL and came back now. So he left college football for 2 years and then came back. But at the same time, hey, Kirby, you can do the Saban thing. Bring James Franklin on as an analyst for a year.
You gotta do some razzle dazzle in there, man. You gotta have a little change of pace in there. Robert Saleh, I'm sure it won't be long before he's looking for a head coaching job in college or in the pros very soon.
Yep. You talking about Big 12?
Yep, because this is where all the money is. Big 12. Texas Tech. And a $16 million run continues. They are undefeated. They beat Kansas 42-17. They say money talks and bullshit walks, don't it?
Yeah. The Texas Tech Red Raiders, the red bank accounts. Nah, they bank accounts in the black. There ain't nothing red about their bank accounts. Beyond the money, they are a dynamic offense. They score in bunches, and like once the snowball gets to going downhill, their offensive coordinator and their offensive coaching staff knows how to. It's like how Lane used to do or Steve Spurrier. They just know how to press the button,
run it up.
They gonna run it up on you, and and the thing is, they can run the ball, and they just gonna beat you to death. You run
demoralize you. Demoralize you.
Offsides on the Bills, first down, first and goal for the Falcons.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Raheem barely coaching this team. It's not great. It's not
Let's
great.
have a conversation. All right, we here. Before we get past Texas Tech, have a conversation, y'all. We have thoroughly outplayed the Bills this game, and we still got 2 minutes left. I am now no longer celebrating. But
I tried to tell you that at the beginning. You was up there with the scarf on and yelling.
Dancing. Y'all should have seen me. I was so happy. And then I said, once we didn't score that touchdown at the end of the half, I said, ooh, that might hurt. Raheem has this thing where we go into the halftime with 2-3 timeouts when we need to call and use the timeouts. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. Bills loading up. It is what it is. But Raheem he just looks overwhelmed. As like not even about the preparation or everything. It's the end of the game sequence or the end of the half sequence. He looks like he is totally overwhelmed.
Just like I was just talking about, it don't seem like people have even played Madden before. It's like the simple things to do to manage the end of the game, end of the half. It's like they've never been in this situation before. It's confusing. It's nothing like what you think that a coach is going to prepare a team for. And not only that, a defensive coach, like he's the guy who's supposed to be the guy who's supposed to be ready for this moment every time. And every time he gets in this moment, it's like a surprise to him. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Hey, call the timeout, fool.
Why are you taking 2 timeouts in the half? The Bills loading up. We got to kick this field goal and make this field goal to win the game. But back to it. We just had to get that off our chest.
In the first place. There's no reason that we should be like, oh, we got to make this field goal. But this is a frustrating win. Because
if we win, I mean, still meant 51.
Prayerfully, we win. But we coached to lose this game. But here we are. BYU, they're undefeated, 33-27. They win by 6 over Arizona. This is a team that replaced their quarterback due to the whole fiasco at the beginning of the season and continue to win. They're another undefeated team. It is going to start to look very interesting as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. Who is going to actually be in the playoffs? Because you have an undefeated Georgia Tech team. You have an undefeated BYU team. The SEC teams have kind of cannibalized themselves early by playing against each other and actually winning. I don't know, man.
We're gonna shout out to BYU, man. It, like you said, it's very, very impressive what they're doing with their backup quarterback. What I don't understand, well, I do understand. I ain't gonna say that. This playoff, they just gonna keep expanding because I told y'all, or we told y'all, when they got to 12 teams, we were like, hey, you're gonna go to 8 teams, and then it's gonna be 10 teams that should make it. You're gonna go to 12 teams, and it's gonna be 14 teams that should make it. You're gonna go to 16 teams, it's gonna be 18 teams that you feel should make it. That's a problem that will never go away until you make it like basically Division II, where I think it's like 16 teams or something like that, and that's how you play. That's where I see this going.
I think that. Who thank the Lord. Lord, we made the field goal for the people who are listening. Y'all know we Falcons fans. If it was another team, we wouldn't be stressed out like this. Blood pressure through the roof. Penix got his pink do-rag on.
Bill for AJ. No. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm not even going to respond to that.
But yeah, this playoff mixture is going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah. Shout out to BYU though, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't have a lot of deep dive for the Mormons. It's
they keep winning.
They keep winning, and they be playing at like 12 o'clock. So
man, Utah off the slide. They have a big win against Arizona State. They win 35-10 after they lost to BYU. I think this is a solid team that kind of caught a couple early losses and can definitely do a good job of ruining people's day going on. I think they're out of it as far as like contention or playoff contention, but this is a team that you should probably pay attention to if they're on your schedule for the rest of the season.
Yeah, for sure. Because they lost a couple games at the beginning, especially like Texas Tech, like really put them in their place. To me, they're gonna play the role of spoiler for the rest of the season, but they're a damn good spoiler though. Good spoiler. It was a big win, and it should be able to build momentum for next year because they don't really have a lot of transfers and people that leave or really come in. So,
yeah, they got a weird situation going on over there, but overall. We got that, and I think we got one more here.
You ain't gonna do Coach Prime like that, are you?
Yeah, boy. After he'd had his surgery, I think they say he had his 15th surgery earlier this week. I've told people I think that this season is probably just going to be counted as a mulligan. I don't think that this season has really been that good, but I mean, realistically, what can you say with a dude that got all that going on with his health? But they squeeze out a upset win against Iowa State. And they beat them consistently the whole game. Quarterback play is still interesting as a situation for them, but we always knew that was going to be a situation because this is Prime's, for all intents and purposes, first real QB's coach since his son. But outside of that, this is a hell of a win. Came at the right time, and I hope he's on the mend and doing better. Them surgeries ain't no joke.
Yeah, first off, we are so glad that Coach Prime winning. Anytime you go under the knife and go under anesthesia, the fact that you even wake up is God-given.
Right.
So we are happy for you, Coach Prime. Caden Salter, we're happy that you kind of bounced back a little bit. You got pulled, you got beat out by the third string quarterback. So you got your job back. But for me, this game, Matt Campbell, head coach of Iowa State. Look, big dog, I know you want to be loyal. I don't even know if you're from Iowa or not, but whatever you are, it's time for you to go. Go ahead and leave. You've done as best you made it as far as you can with Iowa State. Go ahead and get you a job, get the money.
Hadn't he been there forever though?
He's been there for about 5-6 years.
Oh, yeah. He ain't trying to go nowhere.
He better. I think it's time for him to leave. But what you think? No.
No, good upset win by Colorado. It's definitely a good way to keep it going. I got to look at their schedule and see how everything plays out. But at this point, the biggest thing is just Dion. Take care of yourself.
They just trying to look good.
Yeah,
they just trying to look good. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the NCAA football segment. We're going to take a couple minutes. We'll be right back. Got a lot to talk about when it comes to the NFL. We'll have a Bills Falcons game reaction, of course, as well as the Bears Commanders live look, and then we'll talk about all the other games that happened over last week. So with that being said, y'all remember, like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend, and we'll be right
back.
Be sad. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of the episode 203 of this Flashcast Monday Night Raw, the NFL segment. We are here. We're going to talk about Victory Monday, right over there. Victory Monday. The Falcons have beaten the Buffalo Bills, or really the Buffalo Josh Allens is what I'll call them, because they ain't have nobody else. Despite some questionable coaching, the Falcons lean on Bijan, Drake London, and Algier and get it done. Boy, Josh Allen, big mad. He just ran off the field with not dapping up nobody. Mike. Press the button on your microphone.
That is fine. I didn't muted everything so many times. I'm over here. I had to hit mute because I was enthusiastic. Feels good to get a W on this beloved Monday. A Monday night dub. Monday night dub. It's been so long since the Falcons have played on a Monday night and anybody cared. And then on top of that, we got a W against the reigning MVP. Talk about a fantastic win. Now, is there a lot to be left to be desired as far as coaching from Raheem? Absolutely. But right now, we celebrate this W.
We celebrate the dubs. Got a few things that I want to talk about by celebrating yards. This dub. What's up, Nessa? We were stressed too, Nessa. I was over here. I was quiet because I was loud in the first half. I was quiet in the second, though.
Yeah, we would have kicked that field goal, and if we would have kicked that field goal instead of going for it on fourth down, we would have never been in. This game would have never been close.
Well, if Drake London had just picked his feet up, game it would have been 27.
I mean, he was also doing
14. So I mean, yeah. Few things for this game. We'll do a quick breakdown. Or you can do a breakdown. It don't matter to me.
Yeah,
you can skip some of these other games. I don't care about Colts Cardinals. Bijan is crazy. Bijan is now firmly in the MVP conversation. And after this game, career high 238 yards from scrimmage, 170 rushing yards, 68 receiving yards, and a touchdown. Essentially was the offense between him and Algier. Bijan has to be in the MVP conversation. I don't know who else is in it, to be honest. I don't know who else you got as MVP in the MVP conversation.
Oh, I mean, plenty of people. Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones is in that conversation.
I just didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say Danny Dimes, but he's got to be in it.
I mean, yeah. If you can't be a hater. If the guy's playing well, he's playing well.
Well, Jonathan Taylor's playing well.
Nah. If you go look at Danny Dimes' stats, he also
he's
is
got
playing
to be
well.
top 3. You're right. But Bijan's got to be in there. Algier, finally using him correctly. I think he is difficult to tackle. Bijan is difficult to tackle, and Algier, it makes you not want to tackle him.
Another really good game from our defense. 14 points.
Yes, really good game from our defense. AJ Terrell is back. I'm excited, and he looks like our number 1 corner. All y'all that was doubting, put that to bed. Now I will say, our safeties Jesse Bates is having a down year in coverage. He's getting manipulated, and they are tricking his eyes. On the Bills' first touchdown, they tricked him. He left the zone, similar to how he left the zone against Baker Mayfield when they scored the touchdown to win the game. He did the same thing against Buffalo. They snuck the tight end right behind him, and he scored. So they're kind of manipulating our safeties a little bit. The second time they scored the touchdown was the back out the backfield. They fooled Xavier Watts. He was supposed to have the back out the backfield. He's wide open. They went in for a score. But outside of that was it.
Yeah, my only thing about that is we asked them to do a lot of coverage. We're not sending a ton of guys on every play. They're trying to mostly get it done with just the guys, but mostly our down linemen. And if you're going to do that, and we've relied on Jesse Bates and his intuition, and it's carried us, he goes both ways.
In the past, we did. We got a new defensive coordinator. And the way that we blitz, I need you to cover your zone because there's only so much that they can do outside of the blitz. And it happened in the second half. In the second half, Jesse Bates stayed in his zone for the most part. And Josh Allen was just he got harassed. Our blitz game is amazing. Caden Ellis and Jalen Walker, Caden Ellis, and Pierce
must get man down. Must get man down. I appreciate the pass rush. Got to get him on the mat, though. That's my only thing.
I mean, yeah. But also, that's Josh Allen. And I think I got to look.
And I'm not even really talking about him as much as other guys who just, especially Caden Ellis. I see you fly in there so many times, and I know you're trying to get to him. But you start running so fast that a lot of times you end up out of control, and then you just bump into the guy, and then he takes off. And then it's like, I appreciate the pressure still, but pause if applicable. But overall, you got to get the man down. You got to see ball, get ball.
Yeah, but I mean, for the Falcons came in statistically, I ain't gonna say we are the best defense, but statistically, we're the number 1 defense in the league. We are only credited with 2 sacks because Josh Allen is just so difficult to tackle.
2 picks, though. You'll take that. You'll take the 2 picks. And 291 total. Yep. 210. Your boy. And the boy at halftime. I forgot his name. But he got 1 at half, and then we closed the game out with 1. 291 total yards. We'll take that against the MVP any day of the week.
Yeah, and they really just had one really good quarter. They had the first drive, which was a touchdown where they manipulated Jesse Bates. But then after that, it was punt, interception.
This is so fashionably Falcons where You got the job done. Congratulations, I guess. But there's so much room for opportunity. This is the team we should have dogged out. There's no reason we should have
Yeah,
went
they didn't
into
have
the
any
fourth.
wide receivers. Their second best number 2 wide
Cook
receiver got hurt.
Never got it going. Your boy didn't even play, did he?
Who?
Keon.
Yeah, he played. He got locked down by AJ Terrell.
Yeah, Keon 3 of 11. But yeah, this is it. This is. I mean, you got to think about it. Rushing, Bijan handled everybody, and passing, London handled everybody. This is a game.
Mooney, so you knew you were going to get a heavy dose of London. London had 10 catches, 158 yards, and a touchdown. Shout out to Drake London, winning my fantasy football game.
And
I ain't got to look.
It would be nice if, man, we got to figure something out with these receivers, bro. McCoy,
I told y'all we need to go get it too.
Ray and Mooney, and Ray apparently is a coach's decision DNP.
Yeah, they played David Sills and Casey Washington. I think that has to do with blocking.
I don't care what it has to do with, man. I went into this season saying, hey, we need more receiver. We're now 3-2, and somehow I think we need way more receiver.
We need another receiver. Mike Hughes he played a good game, a decent game after allowing that 45-yard pass. And I will say for Jeff Ulbrich, they are figuring out the zone. Us sitting back in zone, all they're doing is flooding the zone. They flood the safeties. And at that point, you have to kind of choose, and Josh Allen is just too good for that to happen. But once Jeff Ulbrich start blitzing, it'd be like curtains for everybody.
But the thing is, stop waiting. When we don't blitz, we don't have enough of anything to not get to them. So it's really just waiting on them to eventually, as long as their quarterback's patient enough to find it, it'll eventually be there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God. But
another game.
Right. Yeah. As long as you're playing the Falcons and there's no pass rush, if you can be patient enough, somebody will leak open. And
now the Bills. Now Michael Penix, you had about 3 passes that should have been intercepted. Yeah,
you gotta tighten that up. You definitely
I put that on coaching. All his passes are one read. And I mean, he's good at it because his release is so fast, dog. From the time he decides I'm gonna throw it here to the ball is out, has to be one of the fastest in the league. I think Baker Mayfield may be the only other one. He's nice, but I would love to see him read more. Our offensive line, the pass blocking, the Bills defense is much maligned on the back end, but that front 7 with Epinesa, Ed Oliver, and Russo in the third quarter, the Bills had a strong third quarter. In the third quarter, we
almost gave them the game back.
But running the ball, our run game looks fantastic.
He looks damn near untackleable. That jump cut is such a difficult thing for the best athletes in the world to deal with. That's how you know how electrifying it is. These are the most conditioned, biggest, strongest, fastest humans on the planet. When they see that, it is over. There's nothing they can do.
And Algier again, bro. I don't want to stay here too long because we got to talk about some other games. Algier is disheartening to defenses. That first touchdown run he had where he could have tried to juke and get out the way of everybody, and he literally just ran through people.
I've been telling y'all. Whatever y'all think about Cam Scatterboo, that's Algier on steroids. He's faster.
Algier.
I think he runs more aggressively, and he can sneakily catch out of the backfield. I know that you just don't really have a situation where you would do that for him because you got Bijan who's so good with that. But to whatever team, because I would like for him to come back, but I can't.
We can't pay him. Somebody's gonna give him more money than we can pay him, or that we can't pay him as a second. We can't pay him first string money as a second running back. We just can't pay him.
And
Not gonna be able to pay him.
yeah.
Too many teams need a running back. Dallas kind of already got theirs. You never know. But I mean, our offense looks good if we can find a second receiver. We need a second receiver.
Scarily enough, he's the guy who'll be a perfect Kansas City Chief.
Yep. Bears, Commanders live look in. I think it is 17-16.
It's 16-17. Jaden Daniels got the ball. They're going down the field
to try to Washington is up, so they're trying to put it away. This is essentially exactly what we thought a Bears Commanders game was going to be.
And that's what we said. This is two equally, like, I feel bad for the Bears because they kind of get a bad rap, but I think that they're just as good.
Yeah, and they're probably 1 year away to me. They need another team that Algier would look good on. The Bears.
Right.
Ooh.
Don't do it. Let's not do it.
All right. So shout out to the Bears and Commanders. Broncos over Jets in London.
Everything about this is trash. Broncos, Jets, 13-11, early morning in London. What else did y'all expect?
Well, so here's my notes. Jets look bad. Don't understand the end of the first half. They ran a fake punt on 4th and 1 to keep the drive going, ran one play, and then let the clock run out.
I told y'all, I don't understand what these people do. I play enough video games to understand very simple clock management. And I think that, and I know people always be like, oh, you should play more video games. If you cannot manage the clock at this big old age with all that experience in the NFL, in the NCAA, coaching and all that, and you still have issues with coaching, then yeah, you need to play some 2K or you need to play some Madden so people can understand, can explain to you in real time how to manage the clock. Because you can't get anywhere. Terrible. Coach looked terrible. Quarterback looked terrible. Garrett Wilson is hurt. I think that thing is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson did get hurt. But with all that being said,
pay Brees.
Aaron Glenn is a first-time head coach in its 4th game with a half a quarterback. Y'all got to get off his nuts a little bit. I saw a lot of media saying he's not ready. He's making bad decisions. If y'all, and this is the part of being a black head coach, is what we always try to talk about. Go back and look at Dan Campbell's first 20 games. He wasn't great. Go back and look at
0-11.
Go look at a lot. Started out 0-11. Look at all of these coaches that inherited bad teams and end up turning it around. You can't give Dan Campbell the benefit of the doubt and then turn around and ask for Aaron Glenn to be fired.
Yes, you can.
You can't do it. That shows me more about your views outside of football than it shows me about your views inside of football. That can't happen. So while the Jets are much maligned, they're not good. Questionable coaching. He's in game 4 or 5. I think they had a bye already, so it might be 4. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. You have to. And go ahead.
I was about to say, or y'all could call Brian Flores and we could start this over again.
Oh no, I got Brian Flores. You know who's called Brian Flores? Miami. The Broncos. Look, hey, y'all, we was crowning y'all last week. We was crowning y'all as like, hey, they the team, they the ones. 13 points against the Jets. While the Jets are a decent defense, 13 points is just. And y'all had to go down and win the game. Y'all didn't have 13 points at the end of the game.
I will say this, and I'm probably giving them too much bail. It's an early morning London game. Nobody watched this game, so nobody cares what it looks like. You got the W. Go home.
I watched it. It was awful. It looked like what the score was.
Right.
I mean, might look worse.
I hate them
Bo
London.
Nix looked
Them
like he was
London,
back at
them
Auburn.
London games are terrible.
Bo Nix looked like he was at Auburn. He didn't look like he was at
I think that's who should be
Oregon.
playing in games on Sunday in London too. College
And if
players.
I'm London, I'm boycotting the NFL. Y'all gonna stop sending us these terrible ass games over here.
No, you can't. You can't send the good. You think you sending Mahomes over there? You're smoking dope.
Didn't they play Jacksonville over there? Nope, they played Jacksonville last week. But yeah, the Jets, y'all, and the thing is, shout out to the Falcons again. We don't know what quarterback's coming out. Y'all need a quarterback. Kirk again. Might that interest you, Monsieur Kirk?
Nope. Lose a couple more games. Lose a couple more.
Lose some more. Get Kirk Cousins. Give us Quentin Williams.
Colts continue to win. It's a trick bag game because it's 4 points against the Cardinals.
Hold up. Put some respect on the Colts. The number 1 seed in. Okay, I'm about to say you gonna shit on me like that. The number 1 seed in the AFC, Indianapolis Colts. Continue.
Great job. Continue to win. They sent Anthony Richardson to the IR for 4 games for cracked orbital bone. What? I mean, yeah, it was a self-inflicted injury. But I mean, I think that all of this, like, this is all great. Let him refocus on whatever he's doing. This team is winning right now. I don't know what the Cardinals are going to do with Kyler Murray because he's mighty expensive
to the Jets.
Mighty expensive not to be good.
The Jets to the Steelers. It's a lot there. So first the Colts. Shavarius Ward was knocked unconscious in
warm-ups, yeah,
by running into a giant tight end. I thought he was a tackle, but he's a tight end.
And put him right out to sleep too. Lay on down, my boy.
Before he hit the ground, he was asleep. He looked like the Alabama receiver. And then, so they lost him, and then they lost Anthony Richardson, who's the second string quarterback. But luckily for them, they were playing the Cardinals. They look good. I don't know, to answer your question, I don't know what you do with Kyler Murray. I don't know where he goes. Maybe to the Steelers. He's 5'10", y'all. Like, it's only so many places he can go.
But I don't think that his height is the issue. I think that, him and Tua have some their leadership is so questionable. I don't know what you can do with these guys because it doesn't seem like either guy has control of their locker room at any point.
Is that on a quarterback or coaching?
I think all of it.
The quarterback to be the leader of the team, though. So in the face of the franchise,
and you spent high draft capital. That's the number 1 kid. Yeah, I don't max you and pick you first, and I got to find somebody else to lead this team. I'm gonna lead your ass out the door.
Who's gonna take him? Would you take Kyler Murray or Kirk Cousins?
That's situational. It depends on the coach and their tenure.
I'm assuming that every team that needs a quarterback the coach is fired. So I assume the Cleveland Browns are fired. I'm assuming the Cardinals. No, they just got their coach. Who else needs a quarterback? I think everybody else fired. I think if you need a quarterback at the end of the season,
the Saints need a quarterback. The Panthers, I don't know if they're in love with their quarterback.
That could work.
Yeah, there's a lot of,
but you can't do that because you just drafted Tyler Show.
You can part with Tyler Show. He's
Stupid ass Saints. All y'all did wrong. All y'all did should do it wrong.
I mean, I don't. I'm not even. Matter of fact, let's skip that.
We can move on.
Play him.
Shout out to the Colts.
Next up, Chargers win. Barely beat the Dolphins. That's Justin Herbert, or is that Ladd McConkey?
That's Ladd, ain't it?
Maybe. Yeah.
Ladd was cooking. Ladd won the game, low key.
The Dolphins are terrible. Blow this up now. It is no reason for anybody to keep coming there and going through the motions like the Dolphins. Multiracial McDaniel looks beat. He looks whooped. He looks exhausted.
He's ready to go.
He is ready for this to be over. Tua talking about people not showing up to meetings on time.
And then getting called out by former players saying, bro, you didn't show up to the meeting on time.
And they had to have, y'all knew the season was over. Y'all had to have a players only meeting the first week of school. This is over. This is over. Like, nuke this and start it over. But don't forget, we did not forget about the Brian Flores lawsuit.
Which is why you cannot fire the GM.
Right.
This is the biggest, as you talk about a scam. I don't want to say what you said, but the biggest scam. This is the epitome of scam. And it's so funny and ironic to me that Brian Flores was too mean to Tua. Brian Flores was too much of a disciplinarian. Brian Flores didn't have a soft side, pause if necessary. So you go get multiracial,
who has the softest of sides.
Now you talking about this team has no defense,
no discipline, no.
All y'all can get the hell on. All y'all can go. Every single one. Tua, get the hell on. Tyreek, it's unfortunate what happened to your leg, but you've been drama since you've been there.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle came in 30 pounds overweight. You lost Christian Wilkins. No, he played for the Raiders. We don't know who else is on defense. Your best receiver right now is a tight end that's a rapper that retired to be a rapper and then came back. And he your best offensive weapon. You're supposed to be known for running the ball. And look, it's over with. It's a wrap. And we talking about y'all, and the Chargers won. And the Chargers ain't look great. They ain't look great. The Chargers look like the Chargers. They look like they got all statistics to be the best everything in the world, and they're gonna be 10-7.
I will say that this was a good win for a team that's pretty injured. If they can stick around and find a way to get healthy, they could be very similar to Tampa Bay on the back end. Where if all of our powers combine and we get healthy at the right time, and our coach is our coach, then yeah, y'all could have some hell on your hands. But y'all need help really bad. Speaking of another team that's kind of quietly getting it together, Patriots beat the Saints 25-19. Drake May continues to look good. He definitely looks like what I think they hope to have in their future franchise quarterback. Also, your boy unfortunately loses, but Spencer Rattler plays another decent game where he doesn't do anything to question whether or not he should be the starting quarterback for the Saints. My question is, if he plays like this all season, I think he deserves to be the quarterback next year.
Few things. Drake May had the highest QBR of his career. They're doing this with Drake May, Stephon Diggs in a running game.
Ramondre Stevenson.
And they keep winning. And now, as I told you before last week, which is why I posted that reel, if Buffalo loses and the Patriots have won, the Patriots are now first in the AFC East because they beat Buffalo. And I said that's a highly likely scenario. And it happened. And you got Mike Vrabel essentially gifted to you because the Titans got impatient. And at this point, you have to take the Patriots. You have to take the Patriots seriously because the AFC is wide open.
Yeah, you definitely can't not take them seriously. Drake May has played solid quarterback, and
like he's progressed. He's progressed. Now the Saints. I do agree that Spencer Rattler should be the starting quarterback by the way that he's played. Unfortunately for him, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be one of those guys that's in the fell clutch. I think he's going to be better than the backup quarterback he'll be relegated to somewhere. But you spent what did they draft? Where was Tyler Show drafted, in the first or second round? Second round?
Maybe let's see.
Might have been third. Second round. Drafted in the second round. You've now spent a 5th round pick on Spencer Rattler, which is the easier one to get rid of. And you spent a 2nd round pick on Tyler Show. So yes, you're going to have to pick one of them. But that's wasted draft capital. Especially that Tyler Show pick, which I told y'all was awful.
I think that you could do both for another year. I mean, Spencer Rattler, 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, 11 sacks.
11 sacks is crazy. Not really. That's 2 a game.
Yeah, that's a problem.
The real question is, what do the Saints do with Alvin Kamara? Because he keeps saying, I don't want to be traded.
Well, if he don't want to be traded, then we got to work with what we got. I mean, this is the thing.
This ain't the NBA, bro.
No, but
you don't have the power to say, I don't want to go be traded. No,
I don't think
the NFL plantation.
Yeah, I don't think that you could trade Kamara. If you trade Kamara and he says he doesn't want to be traded, all your fans are gonna eat you up. They're gonna eat you up. They're gonna eat you up, boy.
What are they? 1-4?
Yeah, yes, but
Kamara's 31 years old, dog.
You can do it. You can surely do it, but them, I mean, we Falcons fans, we know how Saints fans are. They're gonna be tight about that.
I don't care. Look, at the end of the day, y'all drafted Tyler Show. At the end of the day, Kamara's 30 years old, maybe 31, somewhere in there. We all know the fall off of running backs. I don't think Kamara has ever rushed for 1,000 yards. So, at this point,
he's another one of those guys who probably has, 1,000, 1,500 yards from scrimmage a few times.
Yeah, but that's when he's always shared the backfield. He's never rushed for 1,000 yards. It's 16 games. 1,000 yards ain't nothing but 75 yards a game.
Yeah, but how many all-purpose yards does he have?
Cool. He's just cool. You got all-purpose yards, me to death. You don't have that running game. Send him again. He's another candidate, and they were looking at him, and Kansas City was prepared to make an offer. Him and I'd have traded Pacheco for him quick, and would have been good money. But you got to figure out. You got all those aging assets. You got all those aging dudes. You have to go ahead and press the restart button. And I agree with you. I would probably restart with Spencer Rattler, at least for one more year, because we don't believe in the quarterbacks coming out. And I damn sure don't believe in Tyler Show.
At worst, you could give him another year to develop, as you don't have a team to put together around him. So, and I think that Spencer's played well enough. Only thing that you can say is he's been sacked too much, but he gonna like, well, you ain't putting no offensive lineman around me to stop.
No line in front of him. I mean, what
right. Unless you want
and ain't no running game.
Unless you ain't no running game. And I'm gonna find a cloak of invisibility. If not that, then what, brother?
Ain't no play action pass. Ain't no nothing. But look, at the end of the day, it's fuck them.
Right. So we ball. Steelers beat the Browns. The Browns are terrible. They're going to be terrible. They lost 23-9 to the Steelers, who I think are a scam. They don't look
Number
like
2
the
team
most.
in the AFC.
They don't look like the best team as far as put together, but they continue to string together wins, and you can't hate on wins. What you got for this
I
game?
told y'all that the AFC North was not going to be better than the NFC South this year. I told you that. I told y'all that it was going to be
You didn't tell me
Lamar Jackson.
that. You didn't tell me that. You know who you told that to?
Everybody else.
Oh, okay. All right.
I said that Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are the best team. I said the Bengals don't have a defense and they can't stay healthy. I said we don't know nothing about the Browns, and I don't believe in the Steelers. The Steelers have benefited from the Ravens being hurt. So now that then puts the Ravens now are going to be, which is going to be crazy. They're going to be in a lottery pick. But we'll talk about the Ravens in a little bit. Y'all, as Browns fans, should boycott the game until Kevin Stefanski is fired. Because this doubling down on dumb with Dylan Gabriel sucks. And I'm telling y'all, he's going to be a great coach, great backup quarterback. He could be what's the coach that used to coach the Falcons that went to coach Hawaii forever? He could go over there and coach in Hawaii.
June Jones.
He could be the new June Jones of Hawaii. Go ahead, go home and coach everybody. But you suck, Dylan Gabriel. And Kevin Stefanski is I don't know him. I don't care about him. I'm really starting to dislike him because you threw the ball 52 times. 52 passing attempts. And Quishon Junkins, I can see if you didn't have a running game, he actually has looked pretty good. Quishon Junkins has looked pretty good this year. And you threw the ball with Dylan Gabriel 52 times. It was so bad that that Jalen Ramsey and other Steelers players, as Jalen Ramsey was just caught on tape, was pointing to Shador and saying, put Shador in, which I don't agree with. If I'm Shador, I'm on the whole Norwood bandwagon now. I don't want to go in. Y'all didn't want me now. Don't put me in there when y'all suck. And I think the locker room is divided. You divided the locker room. The defense is just disheartened. The defense ain't play bad.
I saw David Njoku give one of the worst pregame speeches I've ever heard. And I was like, oh, y'all lucky y'all didn't lose worse. This is a tragedy.
You did all of that after you convinced old man Joe, to come back, and then you traded him to a division rival that doesn't have a quarterback. So you committed to old man Joe. You traded him. You drafted Dylan Gabriel, who nobody saw that coming. And then you drafted Shador, and you're now paying 8 quarterbacks. And this franchise needs to be suspended. The whole franchise.
You know what the real answer was to all of this? Is to not have drafted any of those guys, to have drafted Abdul Carter and kept Jameis Winston. When y'all decided to not keep Jameis, what did you get? You paid Joe, which was a waste of time and money. You paid Kenny Pickett, which was a waste of time and money. You wasted your money with Tyler Huntley. You've drafted Dylan Gabriel, and you don't have anything around him for him to develop. And then you got Shador.
I disagree.
The most interviewed third string quarterback I've ever encountered in my life. Or you could have not had any of this and had Abdul Carter and Jameis Winston. And then you know what you could have done? You would have had a better record. And you're going to do what you're going to do anyway. Deshaun Watson is going to be your quarterback next year. People forget that Watson still exists. He's not going anywhere.
Who's the number 1 pick?
Cam Ward.
And then they traded back with Jacksonville, who traded up
for Travis.
And then they got old boy from Michigan. Yeah, you could have had Abdul Carter with the freak over there, number 95. I can't think of his name.
Myles Garrett.
And you would have played absolutely out of your mind, and you didn't do it. So everything that's happening to the
Wait,
Browns.
hold on. I've never played in the NFL. Never played in college. I played some college NCAA on the Xbox. I got a good eye for the game. But I told y'all that well in advance. And then y'all went and got Mason Graham and then drafted 35 quarterbacks and then just added a bunch that never should have been on the team.
And Stefanski is doubling down, tripling, quadrupling down on stupidity. I think he knows he's fired. I think he knows he's fired. And I think he's just going to do whatever he wants to. But you're going to end up losing a lot of people.
If you're going to do what you want to, do something good, you look like you're just doing stupid things. Let's take this down. I'm tired of this. In something that I did not see coming, the Carolina Panthers beat the Cowboys.
Told y'all buckle up. Rico Dowdell told y'all buckle up. He told y'all a week in advance. He gave you 7-day notice. He gave you 3 to 5 business days to get your stuff together and came there and whooped y'all ass.
Oh, Jerry, these people do not like. One thing they don't like is how you treat them. Because as soon as they get on another team, they be trying to get to cutting your ass, Jerry. And Rico, you might have thought it was a Rico charge in the way he was in there doing y'all bad.
Back-to-back 200-yard games. And I told y'all that the Panthers have a good running game, though, because I saw
it against the Panthers better than the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, Bryce is an NFL quarterback. Yeah.
Are the Saints better than the Cleveland Browns?
No.
That's all I wanted.
Shout out to the Panthers, Cleveland Browns. But Rico Dowdell back-to-back 200-yard games. And the thing is about this game is Dak Prescott and George Pickens are playing they played their ass off, but that Dallas defense can't stop a nosebleed, bro. They can't stop nothing.
Terrible.
And
gonna stay terrible.
And at this point, now I do have a question for you. If I'm Carolina, who's your starting running back when Chuba Hubbard gets healthy? Remember, they play a little Etienne too, who looked good.
Hey, y'all get in there and figure it out. Depending on the week, we playing matchup. Do y'all want to win?
That's not what you normally say. I'm surprised you said that. Now I'm gonna take a Norwood stance here too. This is a Freaky Friday or Freaky Monday, I guess. We done switch bodies a little bit. Got to follow the money. They just paid Chuba. They signed him to an extension during the year last year.
We are trying to normalize processes for a quarterback. We are trying to figure out what we have here and what we don't have here. And just because we paid you, now if I'm the general manager or I'm the owner, then yeah, I want to follow the money. That was a good tough run. But if I'm the coach, I gotta find a way to get us normalized. And you can see that there are pieces of this team. The running back situation. All right, well, we got to figure out 1, 2, and 3. Cool. Tet is clearly wide receiver 1. I think it's very clear that Leggett is probably toast after this season. I forgot who called him Laquan Treadwell, but he is, man. He looks just like him. And then so you probably going back into the draft again in the middle, and I will go to try to find another wide receiver to complement. And I would also see if I can get one of these guys who's kind of didn't DJ Moore come from there?
Come from where?
From Carolina.
Yeah, he went from Carolina to
it might be time for him to come on back home. Going back home.
I mean, it would be him and Tet would be an interesting duo.
And you haven't been great in Chicago. I don't think Chicago's been great to you. They're clearly going to go with probably a Dunze and Luther Burden, etc. So yeah, we've seen your boy Adam Thielen go back to Minnesota. Might be your chance to do that now. So I think that probably works for them. But Carolina, they got to try to keep their best players on the field. And if you're not the best player on the field, just because we pay you the most money, that don't keep me in a job.
Nope.
Battle of the scams, baby. Battle of the scams. Scam Darnold beats out. Scam Darnold and the Seahawks beat out Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars after they started out on pretty much fire.
Where do you rank Jackson Smith and Jigba amongst these receivers right now? Because he has been on fire since the beginning of this season.
I don't like to do guys pause. Hey, yo, my boy, I was finna trip out.
No judgment.
I don't like the in-season rankings because things get touchy and dicey and people get hurt and then people have 3 or 4 games where they're off. He's had a hell of a start to the season. The Ohio State boys, they've made it very clear that we came here to play football at a high level.
Ohio State and LSU.
Yeah.
Ain't they? Everybody else, y'all get the hell out the way.
Watching. But he started out on fire. And I think that Minnesota, you played yourself. I feel every game goes by, I feel confident in saying you played yourself. You should have found a happy medium and
I'm
kept
about to say how.
Darnold.
You had to stick with. Yeah, I think you bought yourself a mulligan with JJ McCarthy being hurt. I think you could have signed Sam. Oh, they fumbled. This Washington game is hilarious. But I think you're right. Minnesota had to, but in terms of, you weren't going to pay him. I don't think what Seattle paid him. You may be able to look up the contract, but I think they weren't gonna. I think that they were gonna try to allocate that money to other players. But for me in this game, is Seattle's defense that good? I didn't think that their defense was that good. I think
Seattle
the cornerbacks are questionable.
Seattle's quietly just a very well balanced team. 3 years, $100 million, $55 million total guaranteed. That's not a bad deal. It's the 3-year deal that you pay into.
Years. You weren't going to commit to him for 3 years?
No, it's a 3-year deal, but it's really a 2-year deal. And really,
it's a
1-year deal.
If you committed to him for 2 years, that means JJ McCarthy would have been in his 5th-year option before he even got a chance to start.
That's fine. I got the best wide receiver in it. Okay.
Because from a business perspective, you now would then be in the same situation. Because Sam Darnold's not going to play on the 3rd year, so you would have to either trade him.
No, what I'm saying is this should be like this is the first year of Sam Darnold's contract. He should just be playing for Minnesota.
And I'm saying I'm assuming that he wanted at least 2 to 3 years. And if you had 2 to 3 years, it doesn't shape up with the timeline of JJ McCarthy. If he plays 2 more years, you have to pick up JJ McCarthy's 5th-year option with no experience.
Yes,
which is a $20 million option.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, by that time, that means that Sam Darnold has bought himself to the end. And if he's gotten himself to the end, then I have to part with JJ McCarthy.
So you're saying you should have. So at that point, then you would have to trade JJ McCarthy earlier than that. You'd have to punt on JJ McCarthy now if you had signed Sam Darnold. Why would you trade JJ McCarthy? You wouldn't get nothing back for him.
That would be a next year decision to make. And I would have to say either, hey, this is McCarthy's 2nd season that he would not have played. He did not play he didn't play last season. And then he would not have played again this season because of Sam Darnold. At this point, with Sam, if Sam Darnold is taking your job for 2 years, he took your job.
It is what it is, I guess. But
now look
Jacksonville.
At him. You got JJ McCarthy, and what is this gonna look like? I'm waiting on Justin Jefferson to say I want out.
Jacksonville. What the hell, man? 12 points?
Leave them alone. They
y'all just beat Kansas City, and y'all scored 12 points against Seattle.
Trevor Lawrence, they love him, and if they
Mr.
love
175,
him,
Trevor Lawrence averaged like 175 a game.
Right. Hey, Bree signed him to another 5-year, $275 million contract. You cannot get out of that contract until 2029. Boy.
Woo! Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could trade him to Arizona.
For what and for why?
I don't know. I'm just saying you can't get it. I don't know. But we can move on. I shout out to Seattle. That's a team to watch in the NFC West. Between them and this next team, we'll talk about the Rams. That is a team to watch, boy. The Ravens, boy.
Ways to win. Ravens pack it up.
Well, yeah. I mean, 17-3 against a team that has literally their whole team hurt isn't really impressive. To me, Devontae Adams has been kind of I need to look up his stats. He's been kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have old guys who are past their prime that people expect to be wide receiver ones. No, that's just
no. They ain't expecting to be no. If they expecting to be wide receiver one, that was foolish.
Oh, and unfortunately, Puka Nacua hurt, but don't worry, he'll just take some dirt and make him a new player.
Ravens really headed to the lottery though. The Ravens are headed to the lottery. They just have the worst luck. When it comes to receivers, the Ravens have the worst luck. The worst luck. They're headed to the lottery literally 1 year too early. If this happened next year, they'd be in the lottery and they could draft Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams or any of those other wide receivers that could come out. Cam Coleman from Auburn is one.
Why do you think that they want a wide receiver? They're not interested in those guys.
Well, because they're never high enough to get, those guys. But
that's not what they're interested in, bro.
Jeremiah Smith is the next coming of Julio Jones.
They're gonna draft another generational defensive talent, bro. Let's be real here. That's what they do.
O-line. But it sucks. And I don't. When was the last time we saw the Ravens in the lottery?
Lamar? No.
No, he drafted in
right.
They traded up to get him. I don't think we've seen the Ravens in the lottery.
Hey,
ever.
1-4, 1-5.
Oh, they on the bullet train to the lottery now. No stops.
Derrick Henry, you might as well go ahead and sit it on down here soon too, brother.
Traded for a first round pick maybe for 2027. Woo! Raiders beat the Titans. As you said, Titans beat the Raiders.
The Titans suck. They fired their coach. I don't know what that does. You've just
fired. That had to be that there's a rift between him and Cam, or him and somebody.
Whatever it is, they're in a bad situation. Get those older contracts off your books and start over, I guess. Neither one of these teams got any real plan to me. The offensive line for the Raiders is terrible. They're blaming it on Geno. I'm sure that what's going to happen is they'll fire Geno, bring in another guy. He'll be terrible. And then they'll be like, oh, the offensive line sucks. And then Geno will go to being backup somewhere else. Somebody will get hurt. And then Geno will play well. And then they'll be like, man, the Raiders should have just kept Geno. He's not the problem. We've only seen this story happen 18 trillion times. That's all I got.
I mean, yeah. Shout out to the Raiders. Got off the schneid, but I'm focusing on Tennessee. You fired your coach. You brought him in here because he's essentially your version of Nathaniel Hackett. He worked with a whole bunch of quarterbacks that were supposed to be good. You hired him from Cincinnati because he was the offensive coordinator when he had the LSU boys, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and then you add in T. Higgins. And I think they had a running back then too, Joe Mixon. Then he comes to Tennessee and y'all gave him Will Levis, or he had Will Levis. Will Levis didn't work out. Ate too many bananas and mayo. Wow. Pause all of that. But then
Yo.
And then you brought in
Diabolical menu.
and then dipped it in coffee. We just gonna leave that there.
No boy eating them mayo and
So at this point, you kept Brian Callahan. You fired Rand Carthorne, who cleaned up everything. You bring in Callahan for 20. He's 3-14 for 17 games, and then you fire him. Who are you going to go get? What is the plan? Tennessee and Cleveland are confusing to me because I don't know the plan. I can't see the logic in what y'all are doing. It doesn't make any sense.
Ain't no logic. Then people be like, why didn't you draft this guy these people don't make good decisions. And y'all keep asking why they don't make good decisions. You asking a stupid person to make good decisions.
And then asking why you made a bad decision.
Right. At certain points, you have to ask yourself, why am I asking these people who have a history of making poor decisions to now make good decisions? Ain't my problem. We on to the Bengals versus the Packers. The Bengals suck. The Packers, not that good. They're kind of struggling right now, but they're better than the Bengals.
Old man Joe didn't look
terrible.
He looked like old man Joe. So
with 2 days to study for the test.
To me, the Packers are supremely flawed. You guys need to consolidate and get you a wide receiver. And get you a good one. Instead of having 17 billion receiver twos.
Dobbs,
y'all like the Bills.
Yeah.
Y'all like the Bills.
Yeah, that's my fantasy team.
Now also Jordan Love, bro. You hey man. They was ready to anoint you now, brother. And the Carolina Panthers just beat the Cowboys, and y'all tied them. So, I mean, the Packers have some soul searching to do because they were a trendy pick to make it to the Super Bowl, and they don't look trendy anymore. Now, I don't know if they have injuries or not.
Well, I mean, you traded away your boy, and then Micah don't play, but 7 downs a game.
That's
I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I'm gonna tell y'all all hop right on Jerry's ass when he made that trade. Oh, he's stupid. He's all Jerry ain't. He might be crazy, but he ain't as crazy as he put on.
I think Jerry did Micah a solid. I think Jerry did Micah a solid because he didn't harp on the back. He didn't harp on the injury. But I think that was the basis of him making that decision. I don't think the money was the basis. I think it was the basis of him making that decision. And
it sounds like Jerry made a very sound decision. He was negotiating against a guy who was injured, with a real bad, with a real back injury, trying to negotiate this deal and the next deal. And Jerry said, "I'll pay you one more time."
Yeah, I mean, essentially, that's what I was saying. He had a back injury, and that's why I said I think he did Micah a solid because he could have said it, and he alluded to it one time, and then they kind of kicked his ass for it, and then he didn't say it again. And now that and I guess he really couldn't. And when you think about it, he couldn't really allude to it because if he alluded to it, then he wouldn't have been able to trade him.
Right.
So at that point,
well, I mean, you still got to. I mean, he passed the physical, so whatever it is, Green Bay knew about it. They were willing to take the risk.
Green Bay knew about it. He passed the physical, but they knew about the injection. They knew about the injury. They knew about the sprain. They knew about all of those things. But I mean, it's Micah Parsons. He's the second best, third best pass rusher in the league, you would assume, right? So you kind of got to take that, but he's gonna have to get healthy because this defense needs him, and you went all in on this. Y'all got 2 years to win a Super Bowl.
You can't do all of that and then be like, "Oh, well, I can only play a couple plays a week." The hell, the hell! I'm gonna start. I'll put you out there my damn self as much as you cost.
Bears win.
Speaking of winning and teams that just continue to do it, Buccaneers win again. I don't know how they win. It don't matter who's on the team. Emeka Egbuka gets hurt. Tez Johnson goes out there and catches 50-yard pass. Baker smokes down the middle of the field.
Look, man. Look. All teams playing Baker Mayfield. Just leave him alone. Stop talking trash to him. Stop. Every time y'all piss him off, he be so regular when he's okay. When y'all piss him off, he turn into the Hulk. And he be lasering the ball down the field. Now, unfortunately for the 49ers, they're hurt too. And the game was actually really good back and forth. And then Fred Warner dislocated and broke his ankle. And once that happened, I mean, they just attacked the middle of the field. There's nothing that you could do. Fred Warner is the defense for the 49ers.
And he is done for the season, unfortunately, from what I saw.
Yeah, oh yeah, dislocated and broke ankle. I said it. I put it in the group. I said, I ain't need no post. I ain't need no update. I said, I saw the ankle when he was laying down trying to grab the ankle, and it was pointed that way, and his leg was pointed that way. I said, hey, he's out for the season.
And the 49ers have been finding a way to just win with whatever they had.
And now it's come out that Brandon Ayuk has basically been excommunicated from the 49ers. He has scrubbed all 49ers stuff off of his
didn't he already get paid?
Social media accounts, but he's back. It's Caleb Williams crying, and it's a DMP. They don't even plan on playing him. So again, that was a confusing thing too. So what are you going to do with him? Because you just paid him. 49ers, Jawan Jennings, who was holding out for a contract, is playing with 5 broken ribs and 2 sprains, shoulder sprain and a knee sprain or something.
5 broken ribs. Don't 6 come with a rack of ribs?
Yeah, I think you got what, 10 total? Something like that.
And half of my ribs is broken. Man, hell no, I ain't going to work.
Nah.
I ain't going today. Ain't going. I don't know what to say, man. It's frustrating because
Baker Mayfield MVP. He's doing it right now. If they get healthy, man, the Bucs are scary healthy. They keep
shout out to the Cleveland Browns though. You guys just find a way to.
Cleveland Browns are ass.
I tried to tell y'all, Baker sucks. Baker sucks. Baker sucks. No, you suck.
No, now in Cleveland, he made questionable decisions. Baker, you gotta give Baker, for as much as you're saying that they mismanaged him in Cleveland, you've got to give Baker credit for maturing and becoming not only a better leader, but a better teammate. And also, he doesn't throw many interceptions anymore. The thing in Cleveland was he was throwing interceptions.
Yes, that's what. Well, it would help when you have a more creative offense. That was always my thing with the Browns, even when Baker wasn't playing well, was you guys are the only people in the NFL. Well, if your quarterback's not playing well, do like everybody else. Hand the ball to the guy. Let him figure it out. And they refuse to do that.
This game was boo-boo. They interviewing the kicker. Because he kicked the game with a field goal, but still. But yeah, man, shout out to the Bucs, man. And I
just hope that it eventually goes in the opposite direction. They've gotten every bounce. Just 11-point win. I think it's the biggest win they've had all season. Congratulations to them, because I think that I've said from day one, I think they're a really good team, but I'm ready for the ball to bounce our way. I
see them getting healthy and going on a run.
The ball bouncing their way. Kansas City beats Detroit 30-17. As soon as Mahomes has 2 guys that are just not legitimate like wide receiver ones, just people who can run fast and catch the ball, they immediately look like an entirely new team. I know that all of you guys are ready to trade that guy that you're looking at on your roster that's taking up a bunch of money and not producing, and you guys are probably already eliminated from the playoffs. But if you find yourself and want to give one of them to the Chiefs, you're going to try to put them back in championship contention. That's all I'm going to say. Be safe with that. Make good decisions.
This game was just full of drama. I don't think I've seen. Actually, I know I haven't seen because this is the first time it's happened since 1970. A team go a full game with no penalties. That doesn't help the conspiracy. Your fight against the conspiracy theorists. Travis Kelce clearly did not catch the ball on a critical play. They called it a catch. Didn't review it. The Lions scored on a trick play. Where offense was off the field and they were about to kick the extra point, the refs go back and review it and call an illegal shift. Illegal shift is not a reviewable play. You can't go back and call that. All of those three things, literally, not to mention the holding penalty on one of the touchdowns that gave him the go-ahead score. And then to even all of that does not help you when it comes to the conspiracy theorists about the Kansas City Chiefs. And despite all of that, that isn't even the first talking point because you had an illegal block in the back by Juju that got his ass whooped after the game because Juju and Brian Branch fought. Because Brian Branch was mad at Patrick Mahomes, who does talk a lot of shit because he's a protected man, according to a lot of people that aren't Chiefs fans.
But what do you expect?
A weird ass game.
You know, this is the same thing that it's the phantom calls that people say that Tom Brady got, and I'm sure it comes with the territory. You know, it's the same thing they said about Jordan. Yes, you should now. No penalties is rough. Rough.
I was waiting for you to try to figure that one out.
It's rough. It's rough. No penalties is crazy. I'm sending a letter to a league, and that's all I'm putting on the letter. No penalties. So I want y'all to watch this game, and I want y'all to tell me nobody did anything. Nobody. The whole game. So
the Chiefs have the worst tackle tandem in the league. One of the worst tackle tandems in the league. You tell me they didn't hold not once against Aiden Hutchinson?
Yeah. So I will actually, I'll be very facetious. I think you guys did a great job. You knocked it out of the park, and nobody committed any penalties this week. Shout out to you guys. And I know I'll probably get in trouble for being that level of facetious, but I just couldn't control myself. But this is the Chiefs. People like Mahomes. They love Taylor Swift. They love Kelce. You're going to have to beat them.
New Kelce. And it's Trevor Kelce, not Travis.
Yes. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to beat them in spite of all of that. And if you don't know that by now, then that's your fault.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree that I have to beat you in spite of you not having no penalty. I can't agree with you saying I gotta beat you when you saying that you didn't hold me once and it's on tape. That you caught the ball when it hit the ground. But you reviewed our play when we were about to kick the extra point, but you didn't review that catch there. You reviewed a non-reviewable play. I can't agree with you and say you have to beat them in spite of that. That's not even in the rules.
The non-reviewable call will have me up in arms.
What was the final score?
30-17.
30-17. So if they got that call, it would have been 30-24. Kind of like the Georgia Auburn game. If Auburn scores, that makes it 2017. You assume, right? Yep. But you don't account the momentum and everything like that. I'm not saying that the Chiefs are made men. I'm not saying that about and made men mean that they're protected by the refs and all those things. But man, NFL, y'all gotta do something. Y'all gotta do something.
That should be. It shouldn't be this egregious, but that should be the expectation. Tom Brady got it.
We hated
Michael
Tom Brady
Jordan
for it
got
too.
it.
We hated when he beat the Falcons, and
That's
called
fine.
for it.
That's fine. You can hate it all you want to, but that is what it is. There's a protected class. Yes,
And
I'm not.
that's unfortunate.
I don't think
that
that's
makes you want to hurt
unfortunate.
people.
I think that's how sports go.
But I think that makes you want to. But that makes you want to hurt Patrick. Like if that's the case, and I have to do all that, I just break his leg. I just break his leg and take him out. Now y'all can call all the penalties you want to. I take 15 yards for a broken leg.
As a hell of an escalation. Really say, I just
no, it's not. You're telling me that I can't play a fair game, right? If I'm the Lions, I feel like I can't play a fair game. Well, if I can't play a fair game because y'all are protecting this man, then I'm gonna take him out the game by hook or crook. Because y'all crooking over here, then I'm gonna crook over here. It's gonna be hook or crook. He gonna get out the game too.
I mean, I don't have an issue with it, but I just feel like in every sport there's a guy. I mean, you don't see people breaking the Lakers' legs because LeBron is going to get his fair share of the calls.
Yeah, basketball is different. You can everybody can flop in basketball. Dennis Schroeder flops and gets. Everybody can flop in basketball.
I guess to me, I think it's always been pretty fair that if you're going to be a top 5 quarterback, especially that top 3 quarterback, you're going to get the calls. That's what it comes with.
I don't. If that's going to be the case, then again, I'm going to take you out. If we're going to play illegal, then we both going to play illegal. I'm going to do my best to take your legal entity out. I'm going to do my best to take Patrick Mahomes out. That's no shade to Patrick. I think Patrick is good enough to be considered.
If you do that, they will put you up under the league. Let me tell you, that's not the right answer.
I ain't putting out now. If we gonna be dirty, I'm not putting my best player to do that. I'm putting practice squad. He was elevated yesterday. Hey man, Patrick Mahomes plants. I need you to submarine at his knee.
Okay, and let me tell you, kid, that'll be the beginning and the end because they're gonna cut you at the end of the season, and you'll never have a career again. Roger Goodell will make sure you don't have a career.
You got to do something, dog. You can't zero penalties, no matter what you believe, whatever side of the fence you are on about Kansas City and all of that. Zero penalties is egregious. That can't happen.
If I'm Detroit, it sucks now, but I put that in my pocket for later. I save that because as a coach, as a GM, as an owner, that is a sticking point that you can go because I mean they already send the league they like will send a video of any plays that they don't like for whatever reason. They'll do that on Monday or Tuesday. Send them to the league.
I can't send you the whole game.
You got to send them the whole game. No. I'm not doing that. I'm sending Goodell a little message. Hey, bro. You watched the game like I did. You got the tape like I do. We played a whole game and there were no penalties. I'm going to just send you the old eye this time. I'm going to take the first one on the nose. But when there is a questionable call, because it's going to happen, you better hope that you have the cachet built up, and that's when I will pull up the, hey, man, I let that last one slide. I can't let this slide.
You're going to get burnt, John. I scratch your back. You scratch my back. I scratch yours, crap. That's going to get you burnt every time. That's going to get you burnt.
I don't think that, I mean, sure. I mean, it's a negotiation. It's a delicate dance because you could set everything on fire.
Negotiate after I lose?
No, but you could go on. I mean, they're not going to go on a scorched earth plan here and say, hey, man, there were no penalties called for the game. I think you guys should look into that. You could do that. But the reason they're not doing that is because they know what comes with that.
Well, when we see the Lions play a team and they ain't got no penalties, then I will know that Chiefs game was some BS. Because now it's a makeup. It's like a makeup call. How we always do makeup calls. It's a makeup call.
Yeah.
That's trash.
They'll clean it up.
taking nothing away from the Chiefs because it was a good game.
And if I'm Goodell, I'm hot with the receiving. Like, I mean, with the ref. Like, come on, guys, y'all didn't see anything. Y'all know this is what people are saying already.
Should there be retribution coming down against the refs? Should they be suspended for a week? Should there be anything to where they be reevaluated, the status of the referee of the team?
This is what I can say. I know that they watch all the videos independently. Depends on how they grade is what should come back. I mean, if they go back and watch the tape and they grade out, then they grade out. But if they don't, then you don't. It's just like a player. Hey, we're going to go back and watch this tape. Did you do a good job or a bad job? If you did a bad job, then you get your ass cut. If you referee
I can tell you right now,
game,
I've seen 3 or 4 penalties. I can say 5. I've seen 3 or 4 penalties that they missed easily just by going back, just by being on social media. They're gonna show you where they got held. They're gonna show you where somebody. I mean, and it's not the steal that everybody like, see he's holding. No, it's the play. I saw at least 3 holding penalties.
Well, I mean,
and it's just it can't be. I can see if it were, and this will be my last point. I can see if it were questionable calls on both sides, right? If there were, okay, we're not gonna call no penalties over here, and then Detroit didn't have any penalty or had 1 penalty, and then everything else was questionable. It can't be one-sided, and I think that's where everybody's frustrated. Is the penalties stuff when stuff like this happens, it's normally one-sided, and that's the frustration that comes in.
Well, I mean, that it's just like it's like with our job. If something comes in a little too perfect, then I bet this group won't. I bet this referee group won't work together again. Like, they'll do certain things to be like, all right, well, that one.
So there should be some movement then, because
ref
groups like to stick together.
Yeah, because you get some level of chemistry. Hey, I know where this person's gonna be, X, Y, and Z. So very much so. I think that they'll look at this referee group, they'll grade it, and if they don't match the grade, then you know what happens. You go to either a less premier game or you go to a different league type of thing. But I want to just let the administration handle that however it's supposed to be handled. Now, if you looked and the referees and they didn't call any plays, then just like you do when referees make bad plays or players make bad plays, just make the announcement. Hey, we shat the bed here, X, Y, and Z. We'll do better and move forward. That's my only thing. But I don't want to just get in the middle of something if they've had a plan and they've been doing this for umpteen million years on how we grade and follow it with referees. I'm not into the knee-jerk reaction either.
All right, well, we're gonna see. But ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of episode 2.
Hey, guess what?
The Falcons won.
You know it. You know it. Yeah. It feels so good when the Falcons win. We beat the reigning MVP. Woo, boy, felt good. Well, go ahead.
We've come to the end of episode 203 of the Splashcast, ladies and gentlemen. Norwood, if we didn't miss anything, take us out.
We didn't miss anything, but we did get to witness a damn Monday night W. Number one, more black baseball, more black baseball, more black baseball. Number 2, we still working on that. We will get back to you. In the meantime, love yourself, just like you love all the rest of these people. Then number 3, the historically black college university you went to, your cousin, your auntie, the person you used to laugh and kiki in the back of church with, send some money to their historically black college university. It is almost homecoming season. I'll be going to Hampton in a little bit more than a week and a half. Hey, the historically black university in your neighborhood, the one you go to for homecoming, step shows, vibes, to be around your people, etc., mental health breaks, whatever it may be. Send some money to that university. And then the greatest learning institution in all the world, the one that gave me a degree, gave Reggie a degree, and continues to put out the best and the brightest, the standard of excellence. The Hampton University, we only asking for $18.68 on behalf of the year that the university was founded. On that, with that being said, we've covered everything. Another fantastic week of sports. Adios, mi amigos. We are out of here, and we are tired, baby.
Are you gonna go talk to Candace Owens when you up there?
Haven't decided. Because y'all know I be doing stuff like that when the
big drunk
people,
too during homecoming.
Yeah, that's the part where I'm concerned. Is I was thinking about being the inebriated uncle, but you know the people who denounce fraternities and sororities. When I was on campus, I went to that, and I lasted for about 15, 20 minutes. They put me out.
For real?
Yeah. And I just asked him a very reasonable line of questioning. And because I'm a believer in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and y'all was trying to tell me all the rest of this, and they weren't interested in having a reasonable discourse. I found that in most cases.
I mean, Candace and all them other humans are allegedly.
No, and this the part that I don't want to support is these is the knockoffs. I looked at this list of people and I'm like,
but go ahead.
Not in Utah. But yeah, I was just like, bro, I don't know any of these people, and I'm black, and I've been black my whole life, and I don't know none of y'all black people. I question your blackness.
Yeah. But that's it, man. That's all I wanted to ask, because I know you and a few people I know who are rabble rousers will be there.
Heckle. I'm considering going to Heckle, but y'all know, I mean, I don't know if they want me away from the tailgate over there by them people at that time. I'm going to be obnoxious, and that's not good because these people don't want to have a conversation in the first place. But we out here. Peace. Y'all be safe. Thugs, not drugs.